Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, my lovely, amazing, incredible community of the Don Hussam viewers. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button on your way in. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you incredible, amazing, phenomenal people, and everyone who just joined us as well from MHF. Please do hit the like button, do subscribe. I want all of you guys involved in the chat as well. As you guys know, we're a very interactive channel. We interact with the people, we interact with the chat, we interact with a lot of you guys. We love all the people showing us so much love and so much support. Make sure you guys are slapping up the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. If you're yet to do so, every single one of you guys right now, please like the video and subscribe. And we have a lot to unpack. We have a lot to discuss. And I look forward to it. So, first and foremost, today's topics are Chelsea are in the title race. We're going to be talking about United, Ahmed Diallo, Red Army, sinking Manchester City. Flawless was actually at the game and his voice was gone. I don't know if his voice is back now. Arsenal's sewage level attack. We're going to be talking about it as well. And if the guys want at the end talk about my club, we can talk about my club. No problem. We don't hide in it. So 200 people already locked in. Like, subscribe now. So introducing first and foremost the man that has sunk Manchester City at the Etihad. So he deserves to be introed the first person, even though he was the last person here. But it's like he has to be top row in it. Joining us on the channel is my biggest frenemy. I love and hate this guy at the same time. Absolutely love him and absolutely hate him both together. I love him 10 out of 10 level. I hate him 10 out of 10 level. I completely hate his club, of course, but Ahmed Diallo did us a favor in it because City are finito. Man like Flawless is in the building. How do you Flawless, brother? You're on mute.
Yeah, blessings. That's why I didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? I seen that. Big up for having me, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. My voice has returned. You know what I'm saying? It's better than now than it was yesterday. And on Sunday as well. So yeah, man, big up for having me first and foremost. Shout outs to the chat and yourself as Sam as well. And yeah, like you said, man, a lot to unpack. But yeah, man, pandemonium, man. Pandemonium in the stands. Away day limbs. Away day limbs. Elite, man. Absolutely elite. I'll say
your voice is back. Your voice is back.
Yeah, I'm still buzzing, man. I'm still over the moon. Gassed.
I can't lie to you. Out of all games, you chose to go to the one that probably had the most dramatic end as well. Like the last 10 minutes, you know what it is? The last 10 minutes, you just turned into like Barcelona 2011. You know, just start cooking. Like
crazy.
Fairs. Joining us next is the man that can't act like he's the underdog and this like nice little cute, you know, oh, Chelsea Football Club, we're winning games in secret. No, you're 2 points behind now. However, he has been doing his best impression of Virgil van Dijk in the background. You get me doing all this. Joining us on the channel, Ahmedinho, the Bridge Nation in the location. How are you doing, brother?
Listen, guys, hope you do. I hope if you do well and everyone in the back is doing well as well. Another day at Chelsea, as I like to say. And yeah, man, we keep it pushing, man. I'm looking forward to Shamrock Rovers, man. Another tough competition rising soon.
Do you actually play Shamrock Rovers? Like,
we have a final conference game this Thursday.
We actually play Shamrock Rovers.
There we go.
You know how I know Conference League is dead? It's on the same time as a Carabao Cup game. Spurs play United at the same exact time as well. Literally same exact time. Shamrock Rovers. Isn't Shamrock Rovers the team that played Madrid in the friendly?
You would have to ask the Madrid fans, but
when they first debuted Ronaldo, Kaká, these guys, they played them against Shamrock Rovers, I swear.
I can't remember. I ain't gonna lie, I can't remember.
Someone tell me in the chat. Look at this. Why the hell do you know Shamrock Rovers form? At some point in time, the Chelsea fans need to stop the shameless.
No, man, it's not even being shameless, bro. Guys,
do you think when this guy played Omonia 2 years ago, he went to look at Omonia form?
Listen, man, guys, man, you need to understand, boys. You know, this is real competition, real situation, man. So come on, man.
Name 2 Shamrock players right now.
Flawless and Hussam. There we go. There's definitely one of the.
There you
Yeah.
are. We could
There
play
you
for
are.
them.
There
Joining
we
us next, joining us next on the channel, you get me. Just give me 2 months without cigarettes, and I'm ready to play for Shamrock Rovers. I don't know which stink fest to introduce first. Let me introduce the stink fest that ended with no goals first. 0-0 draw at home to Sean Dyche's Everton. Dayo is in the building. Hello, Dayo, brother.
What's up? What's up? I mean, people, how far? People in the chat.
That was the coolest thing to say 10 years ago.
What's up? Was that Bud? Was it Budweiser, Bud Light commercial or something? What's up? What's up? Yeah. People
No,
in the-
wasn't that from the movie? I swear, from Adam Sandler's movie.
No, it was
was-
an advert.
It was an ad. It was a
first.
TV ad first, and then it was made popular by a TV ad, and then I think they used it as well in the movie.
Mhm.
But
In the
yeah,
movie, yeah.
Yeah, man. What's up, chat? What's up, chat? Hope you guys are doing good. What's up, Flawless? How you doing, Ahmed? I don't want to
Big up,
hear
man.
this. I don't want to hear this. You're not in the title race story. And Liverpool, please. When you say that Chelsea is in the title race, then the title race against who? Against you. So you know what that means, right?
Yeah, man.
You know what that means. So it means that it is between
I have
Chelsea.
editors, flawless.
It is between Chelsea and Liverpool
So
this season. So let's just sit
nonsense.
back. Let's sit back since we played 0-0, which means we're not winning the league. We're out of it as far as everybody's concerned. So Chelsea, Liverpool, take it away. We're waiting to see what happens by the end of 38 games.
Okay, no one's buying that monologue.
We'll
Joining us next. Can I introduce the last? Stop this underdog story. It's boring.
No,
okay?
there's no doggy. I thought I didn't play well. I'm waiting for you guys who played well.
Exactly. You can't make this about us and thing. Stop. You are in the title race.
I didn't call it.
Anyway. Joining us next on the channel is the fake City fan who has been calling this out since game week 1. But even though he called it out, he still has to hold it because you're winning 1-0 against Man United. Then you end up botching it at the end of the game and losing 2-1. But I absolutely love working with this guy. He's in his losing towel right now, wrapped around his head. Man like Patrick is in the building. Hello, Patrick.
Have you guys heard? I'm a fan of music, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that song from Coldplay. When you try your best and you don't succeed. I just got lost. This is it, man. It's painful, man. And
Best and you don't succeed.
Yes. back in reverse. It's just
my God.
it's tough. It's tough, man. And you know what? I continue cursing our team. Because I tweeted saying this Dusty United team will slap us somehow. They'll find a way. And they did. And you know, I knew it because this United team was scared of a team that they're not supposed to be scared of. And then when they smelled blood, they knew that, nah, this is a dusty team. We are dusty, but this is more dust here. So it is what it is, man. But Hussam, thank you for the invite, guys, on the panel. Big up to you guys, man. First time working with the dude upstairs there, but Dayo and this fake pimp of ours from Chelsea. We still have him here, so big up to everybody, man.
That's interesting choice of word, but we keep it for sure.
Already sending shots. Damn, what did Ahmed do to you?
You know what, Hussam, have I told you that?
I thought you guys were supposed to be the Blue Brothers. What happened?
We don't do that around there. We don't do that around there.
I noticed the City and Chelsea fans have turned on each other this season.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Chelsea fans have turned on City.
I remember I winded him up one time, and I was actually winding him up, and he didn't get it, but he got pissed off. I remember I said that Chelsea are just buying players. It's like throwing shit at the wall, and when it's gonna stick. Oh, they got pissed off. I remember they got so pissed off. But anyway, big up, man. Much respect for him, man.
Big up to you, man. Of course, man.
Man, yeah.
Big up to Jack who says Arsenal, Corner FC, Chelsea, steroid cheaters, LFC, perfect. Big up to you, my guy Jack. How? Big up to Kyriakos who says respect Omonia. My uncle played for them.
There we go, man. Big up to my boy Kiafas, man. You know what I mean? He knows ball right now.
Oh my God, bro. You have to love the world of YouTube. Man said my uncle played for Omonia, so respect them. Hey, you know what? Respect, bro. Big up Omonia, the biggest club in Cyprus. Anyway, big up to everything, guys. We're not even at 100 likes yet. You're a bunch of frauds. Let's get the likes up early. Let's get the likes up. Don't move like Erling Haaland in front of goal. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Also, all these guys' channels are in the description. As you're watching this on the replay or now, give them a subscribe and show them some love, please. So we have to start off, of course, the Manchester derby. Flawless. Flawless, flawless, flawless. You were at the game.
Yeah,
Incredible scenes of glorious emotion.
absolutely.
Winding down. All of a sudden, stuff changes. Talk to me, Habib. What's going on?
Yeah, man, you mentioned it there. Like, even from the start, from before I left, I didn't even see the 11. I just heard the news about Rashford and Garnacho being dropped. Off rip, I said the lineup's 8 out of 10. Just with those two being dropped without even seeing who the 11 was. I was like, off rip, the lineup is an 8 out of 10. And I said, oh yeah, we winning this. We getting something from this game 100%. I said in the build-up, leading all the way into it, it was so dependent on lineup in regards to whether we were going to get a result or not. And seeing it then when I actually seen the 11, I was like, yeah, I like the 11 I like what I see from the 11. Cool. And I was like, we can do something here. And
by the way, sorry, just to interrupt you quickly. Do you think Garnacho and Rashford is related to this lineups thing?
In regards to, you mean the leak thing?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's been rumored a lot recently.
Maybe, but you know what? It's like people on Twitter got time on their hands because they don't really make. The reason why I've not paid it too much attention because it makes no difference, to be honest. Like it don't like the only reason why it's a topic of conversation is because they've been performing poorly and so have United. If United were playing well and flying, nobody would care. But once performances on the pitch, and results are going bad, all of a sudden people start talking about all these news stories about all this stuff that don't really matter too tough. So potentially, yeah, like maybe. But in regards to it, as I was saying to some, like seeing those two out of the squad, I was like, off rip, it's a good lineup. Seeing the 11, like the 11. Got there, atmosphere was rocking. You know what I'm saying? Because for those that haven't been to the Etihad, like the away, the fans are close. I was like, yo, if these decide to climb over into the away stand, they could get peak hit. Because the fact they're like 10 yards away. Like as I've walked in, like because I was lower tier, so I'm pitch level lower tier, right at the back. So where like Onana was celebrating, like the stand, I was there, but right at the back. So I'm pitch level, so I can see everything that's going on. Like the lineup in regards to the game, it went at the first half fairly dry. Wasn't really too much action. Edison didn't really have to make too many saves. Neither did Onana as well. And it mirrored our games previously in regards to just keeping the ball, which we've done, but offering nothing going forward. And it was like, this is so passive. This is everything I've been saying about the team I've seen in real life. I was like, all right, we just got nothing going forward. They scored the goal. Pissed about that because they didn't really offer too much, and it's like, we played okay, get their lead, and is it going to be one of those? Because if we would have lost that game, the conversation about Manchester United losing the game would have been crazy, adding in the fact leaving out Rashford and Garnacho. But second half, props to Amarim, props to the players, stepped up. You know what I'm saying? We stepped up. We was the better side in that second half, clearly. And as the game's going on, I'm like, we can get something here. Even before Diallo won the penalty and scored the goal, which I'll get to, he was causing problems and looked our most dangerous player. Maino was more up to speed in the second half and was playing well also. And then we started creating chances. The Diallo header that just went wide. The Hoyland one, which was a penalty. Obviously, I'm down the other end of the stadium, but that's a penalty. All day long, how that's not given, I don't know. And then the Bruno one in particular. When Bruno's gone through 1-on-1 and he missed, I thought that was it. I was like, shit, we've lost this. I was like, we've missed. How are we gonna miss that chance? That was like,
and in Flawless's mind, he don't like Bruno at all either. So it's all the negative thoughts coming together.
Yeah, everything. I'm like, no way has he missed that. It was like in slow motion. I like everyone was just silent in the end as the ball's just going past the post. So then it goes past. Well, then we're still on the front foot, still playing well. And then we get the penalty, of course. Diallo played well. Terrible mistakes by Nunes. I don't know what he was thinking. And then Bruno as well, man, that penalty, like that was it. Like for when Bruno stepped up, once he scored, I was like, we're winning this game. And there was only one team that was going to win the game. And then the goal, the way the goal came about, quality pass by Martinez, top quality pass. And the finish from Diallo, the touch from Diallo around the goalkeeper is not being spoken about enough, considering how good it was, because that's purposeful. Because Diallo has enough skill to kill that ball dead. But if he kills that ball dead, he don't score the goal. That's purposeful, the way he's took it in the stride round the goalkeeper. And then a good finish, and then San scenes away they limbs. That's why I lost my voice. It's just coming back now. Anyone who's seen the videos on my socials will know I was saying that I couldn't talk. My head was still on Mars when I was doing my match reaction outside the stadium. That's why I was so short. But yeah, a deserved win. Props to the players. The manager got it right as well. Like I said, from the jump, just dropping Rashford and Garnacho. And defensively, we was on point too. Because people are like, so yeah, very pleased with the win. And not only is it an important win, it's the first time we've won there in a long time, first and foremost. And secondly, to me, it was a deserved win. Eye test and stat test, we deserved to win the game, in my opinion. So to get it was a great thing. And hopefully now the team can just kick on from that. So that's how I'm looking at it. But yeah, still over the moon about the result.
Just quickly, Flawless, because there is a player I want you to just like tell me about that Ahmed Diallo performance. That Ahmed Diallo performance specifically. Where did he bring all this from?
He's always had that. Diallo's been a talented player. It's just that the last guy, joke man, had people believing that he wasn't good enough. It's all about opportunity. Diallo's been talented. Even when he was there in the Oli reign, when he played, the few times he got minutes because he didn't play often, he played well. He scored. I remember when we played AC Milan in the Europa League. I remember what year it was, but it was under Oli, and we ended up, I think we drew the game 1-1, but he scored, and then we won the second leg 1-0 at their place. Diallo's been a player. He's been talented. It's just a question of game time, opportunity. And as you see that, even at wing back, he was performing well. And I said, as he was playing at wing back, I want to see him in the 10, but people have to run agendas and run agendas. That's what it is. And run narratives for their favorite players because of all these player FC stands. But the performance for Diallo, top quad, even outside of the goal, he was our brightest player. He is our entire attack. So take away him winning the penalty, take away the quality finish and the quality touch, like I said, that's not being spoken about enough. There was times where him, Maino, and Mazarari are linking up on that right-hand side. And he was the threat constantly. He did a similar touch where he kicked out in front of him and Edison's come out and smothered it and got the ball. But yeah, Diallo's been a quality. So when you say, where's it been? Just game time. Just opportunity. That's all he needed. And he's showcasing that now. Had a run of games, and now he's balling out. And I expect him
the way that he played was actually insane, because even I was saying this on the Ahwa episode as well. Even without the goal at the end, he was still United's best player. If it ended 1-0 to City, he still would have been United's best player. Like, he was just unbelievable in that game. Any sort of creativity came down his side. He gave the City fullback just a game from hell, bro. He just ruined his life. And for me, like, that performance is like now going to be remembered as the Ahmed Diallo derby right there, to be honest with you. Because
a madness, as people keep saying, 100%, and deserves so. He deserves his plaudits. He deserves his credit because he's been playing well.
You know what they say about you know
this is true. He won the penalty as well. This is true as well.
Yeah, he did. He did. Because Nunes, isn't it? Obviously, but you know Ahmed. Yeah, it means highly exceptional. I'm a highly exceptional being. It's like Ahmed Diallo's a highly exceptional player, so there we go, man. But I just think for me, Ahmed Diallo.
Yeah, that didn't bang, buddy.
Yeah, that died a horrible death.
No, that died a horrible death.
Listen, no comment.
That's a horrible bar right there.
Listen,
that's one of the worst sentences in history of YouTube.
All right, chill out, man. That was exaggeration.
Really was.
But,
no one even smiled. Fucking hell.
I smiled. That's what matters. You know what I mean? That's what I always say, man. If I laugh at it, man, that's it. But like, if I'm being serious, obviously, I think Ahmed has definitely been one of your best players. Like, I know Forrest knows that I've actually watched him when he was at Rangers and I actually thought he played really well for both those teams, and both the teams loved him when he was playing there. I just think, obviously under Ten Hag, he wasn't getting it over Rashford, over Garnacho. I can't remember who the other guy that was there was at the time as well.
Everyone played him at false, and he played ahead of him and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. He was playing academy kids.
What?
Crazy. That is insane. I don't know what was going on, man. Like, you have to wonder, bro. You have to wonder what was going on, like, behind the scenes, like, for that to be going that crazy. But listen, he's getting his chance now. He keeps on pushing, he keeps winning. I just think from a United perspective, just got to make sure you get him signed up. That's the real thing, man.
That's what the reports are saying. The contract talks are imminent, and he's going to sign, which I expected him to sign anyway, because there was an option to extend. So yeah, I'll make it happen. They'll sign him.
A player like him, because I watched that game. A player like him, honestly speaking, I think with everything that the club has, the previous managers have done with him and how they played him and not giving him game time and suppressed him, he backed himself up, and he knew how good he was. And you could see it in every game that he's played. He stepped up. in this game against City, like we've already said it, he was the best player for
Yes.
United.
But before we continue this United prop, we must ask the question.
No, we're talking about this Ahmed prop. This Ahmed prop, not United. This
Okay,
is
yeah, okay. Ahmed prop United prop tomato tomato. We must ask the question, Patrick. What the hell is
Can you hear
going
me
on?
now? I think somebody called me, so this mic stopped working.
Yeah, we heard you. We
Go
hear
ahead,
you
bro.
now.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, what's going on, brother? Explain your club currently, please.
You know what? Explaining this club right now is copy and paste. So I'm not going to copy and paste, but because I've been saying the same thing on every single stream. So it's just like I'm saying the exact same stuff, but it's just getting worse and worse every time I say it.
some of us have forgotten what you said. Remind us.
I will remind you, Dayo. I am. First of all, I am not a City fan from Manchester. So when it starts with that, it looks like I'm always fighting, and people don't listen to me. So for us, what happens to me is, as Hussam says, same thing as Hussam used to go through to on Twitter, is just because you're not from Manchester, they think what you're saying is rubbish, and then when you're right, they never come and give you the credit. Yet they ask for you. Yeah, they never come and give you the credit. Because I analyze football. I don't analyze emotion. I don't analyze the love of Pep Guardiola. I don't analyze the love of KDB. I'll analyze the football team. And yes, I love the team, but when I'm doing a YouTube video, I'm talking about football. Yet I have noticed that certain people, they don't want to talk about football. They want to have hopium, copium. They want to have this fantasy. So people love that fantasy. And just because maybe for Manchester, they say, oh, this guy's fantasy is true. Let's back this. Funny thing is, Big Steve has come out and Dayo and saying exactly what I said after the Ipswich game. And now they're like, oh, yeah, finally somebody has said the truth. It's just, it is what it is. Sometimes look at the football team and you have to question your board. I said, why are we hackling with prices? Why are we having this God complex where we think we're too good that we can just throw somebody who I was hyping, Palmer. I was hyping Palmer ever since he left. And I remember Chelsea fans, I tweeted and I told HH, have hope, one of my friends. I said, you're going to thank me one day for Palmer. And I still have that text because I showed him again. And I was like, remember I told you you're going to thank me for Palmer one day. And he's like, yeah, you were right. He was telling me that you guys have you've caught us with our pants down. You've sold us a 45 million useless youngster. We have so many of them in Cobham. I was like, no. This is a talent. You will see a talent here. All I'm saying is sometimes we talk ball. I said against Ipswich, against Brentford, you cannot concede in 40 seconds against Brentford. And when we conceded against Brentford, it was poor. And people were like, no, it's just this is what happens in the Pep Guardiola team. I was like, no, this is different. The age group in this team is not great. We cannot have a 34-year-old Walker who was finished seasons ago during the treble season. During the treble, Walker did not play. What happened? City went unbeaten in the UCL. I told people Walker is done. And then, surprise, sentiment from people tweeting on Twitter, Walker stay, don't go to Bayern. Pep Guardiola listens and goes and have dinner with him. So all these things have been coming, and some of us have been saying them for a long time, that we have to stop having this cocky, godlike behavior. I even told you, Dayo, that time, and somebody from Arsenal told me, oh, that doesn't mean anything, but it wasn't you. I was like, even by selling Zinchenko and Jesus, and then listening to Odegaard and then man say, oh, when Jesus and Zinchenko came to our dressing room, they changed our mentality by telling us that, why are you just going for top 4? You can actually compete for the title. Maybe that's the reason why some teams are so greedy. When they run a league, they don't sell to teams that are sleeping giants, like how Arsenal was a sleeping giant. They don't sell to Chelsea, who was a sleeping giant. You don't start boosting some of the teams around, giving them your youngsters, which we have done. Look at Delap. I said Delap is a baller. Some people called him a bum. Look at him now. He's proving himself at Ipswich, and very soon top 6 teams are looking at him. Look at Lavia. I was hyping Lavia. I was like, Lavia should stay at City. They say some local people told me he's not good enough. Oh, you're hyping him because he's foreign. You like hyping foreign youngsters. Look at Lavia. Liverpool wanted him. Everybody was fighting for him. Now, look, do we have a Lavia at our team? No, we don't. So I just feel like all these things that Man City was becoming too cocky, which I told people we are becoming too cocky. We feel like we're such a gap that nobody's going to catch up to us. But yet, we keep having players that are of age. I called that KDB has to leave the club 2 seasons ago. I said it's enough. We can't continue having a guy. Yes, he's one of the best in the world, but we can't be dependent on the guy with issues with legs to always come and rescue us. We will become dependent on him. We just need to find a youngster and let this guy go. If he wants to stay, let him sit on the bench and play important games. So it is what it is. Here we are. Now, who was right, you frauds? When you're watching this, wherever you are, those other frauds who were commenting down in the football tower and said that you don't, when I said all these things, you say you don't rep us. Yeah, where's your repping now? Where are your representatives? And do you know what's the funny thing with some of you City fans? You have started going after the happy clappers now. The happy clappers, you're clipping them, and then you're going after them. Why are you going after them? I thought they were your heroes. So that's what it is right now. Watching this United game, after the Juventus game, I knew United are going to win. I told one of my friends when it was 1-0, I was watching it. I was like, we're gonna lose still. And he's like, why are you being so negative? I was like, trust me, this team has a mentality issue. If United just smell blood and show up and sort of show chest, or if we make one silly mistake, United will take this game. Look what happened. Silly mistake. Josko, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Patrick, I want to interrupt you just quickly here to ask a question. Because I have to ask something before I forget.
Okay.
I get what everything Patrick is saying, and he said this before, and he's called out his club, so I respect it. But the one thing I'll say, Patrick, is, and I know people don't like this statement, but it's reality. There is a way to lose games of football.
Yeah.
You can lose game of football like, okay, I'll give you the scenario in reverse. Let's say United went 2-0 up in the first half, and then you scored one in the second, and you kept fighting till the end, trying to score the equalizer, but it didn't work out. You'd be like, you know what? We lost the game. I hate Man United, but we lost at home. But at least we fought and we tried and we gave effort. The problem is, literally in the period of about 10 minutes, you lost 3 points that would have been valuable for you, given the fact that Arsenal and Liverpool both dropped points the day before. That's why for me, like, I'm looking at the way that you're playing, and it's just such a serious lack of confidence that you currently have that it just makes no sense how you're making so many individual errors as well. Because it can't be just Pep, it can't be just transfers. There's individuals as well.
Like, that's the thing. It's a lot of things. Like, do you know it's mental fatigue? You know, like these players have been playing, and other teams have been freshening up and then putting us against the sword, you know? And these are the same legs and the same players that keep playing. How long was it going to last for the same team? And you know what's funny? Pep Guardiola said himself that, you have to refresh players. You have to refresh and find quality and change things. And then he decided to refuse. Apparently, the Celtic striker, some guy on the podcast, one of the City reporters said,
Kamada, you mean?
Yeah, says Pep actually refused, saying, no, I am okay with Haaland.
The guy at Crystal Palace, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
please,
I'm
come on,
okay
get your ball on track, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm okay with Haaland, and I'm okay with what? Oscar Bob and Foden playing false nine. Like, those are mistakes. But as I said, it's also being too overconfident that maybe the other teams are too far gone. But it's mental fatigue. Even the players. The funny thing is, it's quite funny that it's the United players that are backing City because they say they understand. Because they're like, in the dressing room, we were also like this. We were asking each other what's going on when sometimes we used to lose to teams that we are not supposed to lose to. But it is what it is, man. I think there's a lot of mental fatigue, and some of the players have won so much and have gone they've been put against the sword so many times. It's time to move on, man. And you know what's quite funny? Somebody gave me a warning, said, Patrick, your defense has been together for so long. Yes, there's some of them are just 29, 28, but they've been together for so long, they'll start falling off. And this is the same defense that has just been carrying you. So look, some of this might sound like excuses, but I think City, if we are being genuine on the panel and we're not going against trying to just be banter or even people who are watching, yeah, let's accept this. We also deserve to have our own banter section, because Chelsea had it, Liverpool has had it, Man United have been having it, Arsenal had a banter section. So let's have it. Let's see what Pep Guardiola can do.
Patrick, I have a question. Like, my thing is, 7 months ago, this same team just won the league. You just know what I'm saying? Like, it's
4 in a row.
This same team just won 4 in a row 7 months ago. That's number one. Number two is it mental fatigue because the players are tired of and they don't have enough in them to drive some more, or is it overconfidence of we've done 4 in a row, we are City, let's just go in there, we'll win anyways? Because that's where like, yeah, which do you think it is? Because for me, looking from the outside, even when Pep had a press conference just after, I think after the Juve game, I think, or was it before the Juve game? After that loss, he said, "Oh, we're the best. So I love my players. We're still the best. We are the best team so far." So I'm questioning: is it overconfidence? Like, oh, we are City, it is us, we're the best, and then they go in there and get slapped up, or is it literally like mental fatigue? Like these players are just tired. Because
because if he did an interview, right, and he does that even the times when we used to win and we get slapped by a team, he used to still say, "I love these guys." He does that all the time. He has got that, but I just feel like, yes, man, some of these guys are run down. Like, you can look at Bernardo Silva, who was good for running. Now, what is he good for? He's actually for walking. So now he's like, he just covers the distance for walking. Because I used to joke around with Bernardo Silva saying, this guy's heat map is always the biggest stat he has. Bernardo Silva can't even hold the ball anymore. And obviously, Gundogan is 34 years old and he's been asked to play more games than he was supposed to play. He was supposed to be a bonus. KDB now, it's just, he is the master of football, but legs are gone. You can't track back. The only other game that we won is Spurs, and I think it worked because Grealish was working his ass off in that midfield. Grealish seemed to be on possessed or trying to prove something, and I think he was more of the youth or somebody with legs. But also Grealish is about 10-30. I just think like the age of the team, they've aged together. It's not even about just age as a number, but they've aged together as a team. And it's shocking to people. They say, oh, this is the same team that won the league. But it is how we've been winning this league. We've always had Arsenal, we've had you guys for the 2 seasons pushing us to the last day. These guys, when they won last season, some of them were on the floor. Remember? They were on the floor, sitting on the floor. And then they don't rest. And then all of them are called Hussam. I think you guys were going through this also with Liverpool when you were with us. You find all the players.
Yeah, but the difference between our clubs is when I went through the run that I went on, I don't spend money. Like, my issue was with FSG.
Yeah.
Listen, you met me when I was calling out FSG when we were at the top of the world. Remember when I was calling quadruple charge season? I was public enemy number 1 because we went almost completed football and I was calling FSG out then. Until this very day, look at it, Patrick. New manager, and they buy Federico Chiesa and they make £80 million profit in the manager's first season. Which is why, for me, I don't compare our situations, because you won 4 in a row, went signed Gundogan, Savio, who was in the La Liga team of the season, then you ended up losing 10 out of 11 games. That's like something that you would expect Southampton to do, not Man City.
I don't know. I just feel like Guy Neville spoke well, saying sometimes you just grow together as a team, and sometimes you just need to get new legs. I think there's just new legs in this team, and you know what? It's about time, because some of these players were asking to leave, and sometimes they were like Bernardo Silva was asking to leave, and I think because he's won enough and he's done enough. But what I was about to say is, you find even the international break, most of these City players were already in the international team. Kanji already playing all the minutes. So these guys are done, and Pep Guardiola is to blame. You know why? Because this is the guy who said he wants a small squad. That big squad Man City thing was 2017. He dropped that long time ago. He just had quality. So what he did is he wants a small squad because he had less noise, because he didn't want that Sane situation. He didn't want to be hearing players mourning on the bench. So he went small squad. So his small squad was working because there was no injuries, but there was too many games. That treble season, I think, is what causes this too, because we played so many games and we were playing them at top level. So look, the Roosters have come to roost, and we as City fans just have to accept it. And all the City fans, don't cry. You know why we shouldn't cry? Because we all said it, and including myself, that's why I've accepted it, is we said if there ever comes a season where we get slapped, dusted, and we even finish outside the top 5, we will still appreciate the fact that this team has done enough for us, and we will allow them to rebuild and get better. So let's not cry. Yes, we can complain and point out that some of the performances are pathetic, but let's not cry because we all said it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
You know, my question is, the question I would ask is, are you, obviously City in the last, I would say probably 2-3 seasons, you haven't been as willing to spend as I would say you usually have been. What makes you think maybe in let's say like a January or even the summer, they'd be willing to like really, do what the old school City of like where they start spending, the money that they usually spend, for example, to help you in that rebuild?
I think there was that thing. What I'm saying, every time this man kept on saying we're good enough, and this behavior. I don't know if you guys, Dayo Forest and Ahmed, if you can see, we were, as I said, we became too cocky. Going for Rice, we could have got Rice, I think so. Regardless, this Arsenal thing. I think if we went toe to toe and say, let's go harder, we kept on pulling out most of the times. We used to say, you know what, we're City. We ain't gonna pay that extra 5. You just come to us. Like that was what was there. And I think most of the times when I found out that, they are becoming cocky is when they said, we did not sign Enzo Fernandez because we had no room. In my head, I was like, did you see our midfielders? They're all in their 30s. Most of them are going towards their 30s. Why didn't you just buy him and put him on loan? And this is a City statement by a City official saying, we did not sign Enzo. We could have signed Enzo and Alvarez. But we chose to sign one at that moment because we had no room, because there was Gundogan, there was this, but look at the age of those players and the profile. So they have to. And you know what? Sometimes the dark has to come to you. The bad has to come to you for you to open your eyes and say, nah, we're not as good as we think we are. Because let's be honest, Rodri did a carry job last season. If you think about it, I said it. He did a carry job, and then Foden went and finished off the carry job. You could have seen that the team sometimes when teams counter us, we used to struggle a lot. So look, we need to invest in a right back. Walker is done, as the great Liverpool legends Jamie Carragher said, leave football before football leaves you. But Walker football has left him. And then we need to.
I want our version of Kyle Walker to leave as well. Big ups, Andy Robertson.
Yeah.
No. He's got another season in there, man. He's got
no. Patrick, do you think it's a case of Pep built a squad where he had some of the best, if not the best players in certain positions, and for you to fill those positions, no other player who is just as good as them wants to come to City and be on the bench. For example, Rice won't want to come and sit down there when Rodri is there, if he's going to be on the bench because Rodri is there. For example, another midfielder might not want to come there because there's KDB. He doesn't want to be on the bench because you still have KDB. Like the way Foden played last season, it's like you ask another player to come. It's like, listen.
Actually, there are rumors that prove your question.
Yeah,
Zubimendi apparently is reported to not want to go to City because he doesn't want to play second fiddle to Rodri. It's been actually there's actual reports from journalists that say the reason why Zubimendi does not want to move to City is because he doesn't want to play because when Rodri's back, Rodri, KDB, and Foden or whatever the hell. So
Diane, can I add to your point?
Let me just wrap up. I just want to wrap up on what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is it fair to say that even though Pep built a solid squad that has gone to do a 4-peat, win a treble and all that, that has also come to hurt you guys? Because if you have the best in every position, it's like people telling me get a backup for Odegaard, he's your best player. I'm like, if we get a player like for Odegaard, nobody's coming to Arsenal to sit on that Odegaard. If the guy is just as good as Odegaard, he'll back himself.
These Arsenal fans love projecting their problems.
No, not projecting. I'm saying that's just a stupid. It's like the mentality.
Don't compare yourself to them.
That's where smart recruitment needs to come into it, though. It has to be smart recruitment. That's where the issue lies. In regards to comparison, that's not comparison. Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is, go on. So I was saying your best players, you I think it hurts you as well when you build such a solid squad, because you can't really get anybody who's just as solid as them to come in, which is where I default to what you're saying.
Yeah, but time is up.
Because in regards to that, what you have to be doing, and we've seen managers do when teams dominate, you have to get rid of play. You don't wait till players fall off, because hunger matters. So even if they get rid of like a Bernardo Silva 3 seasons ago, because Bernardo Silva's fallen off a cliff recently, but I'm just using him as an example, or a Kevin De Bruyne, you have to slowly start phasing players out. It's hard to be hungry on a full stomach. And that's what's happened to Manchester City. Hunger level, after winning 2 in a row, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, trebles, doubles, and being a dominant team, that's where the manager has to be smart enough to go like, okay, he's such and such is still a quality player, but his hunger level's not the same. Let me move him on and maybe bring in a player who's not as good as him, but his hunger level's there. And then he's surrounded by other quality as well. Because where City have gone wrong is their better players have aged, and the players they've brought in are nowhere near good enough. And that's why they have what they have. In regards to, I don't think them players, to me, I think are tired of Pep. Doesn't mean Pep's done. I'm saying those specifically. He's been barking instructions at these man for 4 years, 5 years, for
Yeah.
some even longer. So
Yeah.
eventually
And
you're
like,
just like
of course,
tired of this tyrant.
The
So it's
message,
like, that's
the
what we
message
do.
goes through one ear to the other ear, innit?
Yes,
That's what it is.
because it's 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I met you, Ahmed. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to everything you said when we first met 2 years ago.
Wow.
Now,
Oh, nice
you know
of
what I'm
you.
saying, it's one ear out the other. You know what I'm saying? No time like
Wow, same here, man. Same here, bro. But I actually think there's also something else, by the way. I think
What?
in particular that's been affecting their transfers in the last, I'd probably say maybe last season and maybe the season before, which I do think, yeah, players are probably going to be a bit more apprehensive about the 115 charges, by the way, coming to the club too. I think that's also like something that's probably going to affect your club because you're going to be like, okay, I'm going there, but like, what's with these charges? Are you going to bust case? What's going to happen if you don't bust case? What's going to happen to my thing too?
But here's the quick response to that, because I heard LB's response to that, and he actually made a valid point. He said any player who signs for City now can just include in his contract, if City are found guilty or get relegated, then I can just leave for like half the fee or something.
Yeah.
But
This is the thing.
would City accept that?
People had relegation clauses for Juve when the Calciopoli thing happened, and they were like sold for
And the
cheaper.
Calciopoli thing, when
The
it
players-
happened, though, the
the players
evidence was
accept it.
undeniable. I can't even lie to you. When
Yeah.
that happened, like they had those guys 4K or HD. They had the video of them doing it. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
know
then,
what I mean?
but then,
So-
Hussam, here's what you need to think about this. Like, as a player, why would I want to go through all of that just in case you get rid? Like, I might as well go somewhere else. But if I'm good enough to go to City, it means I'm good enough to go to Liverpool. It means I'm good enough to go to Chelsea. I'm good enough to go to any other top team, right? So, even United, the way they are right now, I guarantee you that a player of quality, if you once the team is up and running, would rather choose to go there based on the fact that, look, I don't have, because if they do get relegated or they get points deducted or whatever it is, or they get banned from the league or suspended or whatever the case is, this player has to wait till a January window to be moved on. His career is on pause for a few months, or wait till the summer. Like, for what reason? No team is going to take you halfway through the season, and that's why you need to,
I hear that. And it ties into their recruitment. You have to sell the project to whoever you're, obviously dependent on the position the player's playing. But you look and you go, look, I'm Pep. You can be a part of another dynasty. That's if I'm City. That's how I'm selling it to said player. Look at what I've done previously with, and you use whoever, if you're signing a central midfielder, look at what De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, for all these players have won. So you sell it that way. And also spend the money. If you was going to pay the player 200K a week, hey, here's an extra, hey, you're on 250. We have to like now pay that premium because of the situation we're in. City are no longer now, because I made the point about the City fan who just gone about them not going the extra mile for a Rice or going the extra mile for insert player here. However, they now have to, because they could do that because they was the A side. They was the dominant team and had quality. Now they're no longer that. You are now the B side of some conversations. Whereas now it's like, why would you not want to go to City in the past few years? But you lot need me just as bad as I need you in the situation and from a quality, because you are doing a full-on rebuild. So that's where City have to do, is pay that extra price. But we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Let me ask you a question, Flawless, just on your club. Have you
Go on.
turned the corner now?
I think we turned the corner from when we got rid of Ten Hag and Brighton Amorim just from a jump. We already turned the corner. I said this from when he landed, before he took a training session, from before he took a game. I was like, all right, cool. I'm invested in the season again. There's 3 trophies we can get, and also top 6 is still on. And I stand by everything I've said and everything I've seen from him being here up until now. I stand on, even if we would have lost against City, because too many people do results-based analysis where if you lose, it's all terrible. If you win, it's all great. Because even when we lose in that game and draw in that game, my issue wasn't with the performance. We created enough to win that. Let's say we don't get the penalty. Let's say, you know what I'm saying, Diallo doesn't score late on them and things of that nature, and we ended up losing the game 1-0. So, but guys, we already turned a corner from just
the
having
performance was good. 100%.
Yeah, a manager of quality, as we're seeing. Man, banish Rashford and Garnacho. Drop them completely from the... You got Rashford out here a couple of days later talking about I'm leaving. I'm saying, you should build a statue for Amorim off that alone. Like, what are we talking about here? Love it. So, yeah, we turned the corner.
You know what, man? Listen, the way you're doing Rashid, man. Hey, when we were doing Mount like that, bro, they were...
Yeah, absolutely. He's a part of it. There's many, but you start with Rashford and Garnacho, and you know what? Mount does it to himself because he don't stay fit. He got injured again. He don't stay fit. So I don't even worry about him. Just get the number 7 shirt off him and we good. That's it. Because he ain't gonna
So
stay
where's
fit.
Garnacho going, man? Nah, that's the real question.
I have no idea.
I need to know where Garnacho's going, bro.
Anyway, out of
No,
nowhere,
but you know
bro,
what
they
this is,
haven't got
Ahmed?
him.
I hate this question because you yourself can't ask this question as a Chelsea
I'm
fan.
allowed to ask this question because
No, but let me tell you why I
can't
can't ask it. You've had a lot of shit players that you were capable of selling. This whole notion that you can never find a club for someone is bullshit.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I'm actually, no. I'm not saying where they.
Who will want Garnacho? Atletico
No.
Madrid, Valencia, Villarreal, Osasuna, Malaga.
No. My interest is the reason why I'm asking that is because I'm interested to see who's gonna be stupid enough to go for him. That's my problem. So listen, that's why I'm asking.
Will because of his age.
Again, it's not again. You can't say stupid enough to go for him because he played under managers that did not really get the best out of him, and he's not working for the Amorim system. And Amorim is like, I don't need you in my system because you don't work for my system. Doesn't mean he cannot go to another manager that can get the best out of him. And he's young. He's not even in his prime yet. So he's not a bad player. He's not a terrible player. It just didn't work for United because you had Erik ten Hag, who obviously, to me, I just don't understand what he was doing. I'll be fair. I mean, I liked what he was doing. It made me
you both.
It made me be able to banter Man U.
Listen, when you take him Arsenal, man, I think you do a job for your wing, man.
Honestly, it depends on the manager and the style and wherever club he goes to. There's many. I'll give you a good example. Gallagher. You guys made all the noise about him. He went to Atletico and his first few games there, he's balling out. He's balling out.
Gallagher, man. No, listen, we're not gonna do that too much.
Okay. Let me listen. We want to move on. Let me just do these super chats. By the way, African Giant, I saw your comments threatening me. Patrick had to go, but I made him come back 5 minutes just so I can read the super chats to him. Big up to African Giant. W's in the chat for African Giant. I brought him back just for you, fraud. Oh, it's the mighty beautiful to behold this cooking. This guy right here, Patrick, is the biggest shit talker known to man, and he's been cooking my team the last 2 years. You absolute fraud. Hold the multiple L's and long may it continue. Enjoy the dollars, Sam. This is a Chelsea fan, by the way.
Me? Oh, you see, this is the thing, Dayo. When that comment I made about shit sticking to the wall, oh my god, I think I made enemies for life.
And you guys are Blues Brothers. You're supposed to be Blues Brothers.
Yeah, Blue Brothers. What happened?
Nah. It's not Blues Brothers.
Nah, when shit was hard for us, when those 115 started coming out, Chelsea fans bailed out on us. They bailed out. So the
Chelsea Nation, man, early. Chelsea Nation.
Chelsea fans used to say Oil Brothers, FC, you're Oil Brothers. It stopped at a point in time when shit went bad.
Yeah, but Abramovich money ain't even oil to begin with.
The thing is now we're what's it called? We're investment money now, man. You know what I mean? We're bigger than oil. There we go, man. We're bigger than oil.
Can I get this $50 worth of cooking, man?
No, you can't. You want to know why you can't? Because this is $49.99, which means this was paid using Apple Pay, which means I'm gonna get $22 of this, and then America's gonna tax me another 30%, which means I'm gonna make about 18 bucks from this 50.
You know, I don't even get taxed. I don't get taxed for super chats, man. That's it, man. Live love life.
Okay, well done.
Wait. What's with all that? Is it location?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I have to pay. I pay American government taxes every month, bro.
Trade agreement.
Any USD super chat, I pay America directly.
Any USD, you will have to pay taxes on the USD.
Nah, but
it's a trade agreement. It's a trade agreement.
Yeah, so but you know what? You know what, Hussam? Look, African Giant. Look, it's a good donation. I still think it's still worth the $4.99. You know, let's not take out your taxes. He's paid for what he's paid.
Big up to him. Big up to him.
Hussam, go ahead. Let's start the cooking.
Patrick, did Pep lose the dressing room?
Nah, he did.
It's peak.
Nah. Let's not do that.
You know what, Patrick? I think right.
Why are you denying it like it's impossible though?
It's not impossible.
I think your older players are just tired of Pep. Honestly speaking, I think the older players, the younger ones, in your new Savinhos and the Dokus and maybe even Foden, these guys are still the ones who are Guardiola. These are the guys that you can see a bit of hunger in their game. The rest of them just seem like they're like, look, this Pep guy just needs to leave. And when he said he was signing a 2-year contract, they're like, we're tired of this man.
Wait, but
I just think so. I honestly think that your older players, fatigue applied to them. Gundogan, why would you leave Barcelona and come back to City? What are you doing? And why would that have been the Pep choice to bring Gundogan back? That for me, that was just like, you know what? I'm clueless. And what you're supposed to be a big club that can attract the best players in the world. You're looking for a midfielder at this stage. Just because he was a free transfer did not mean that you had to go for him. You should be able to attract the best players in the world. Bringing Gundogan back was,
but don't you think on that same subject, right? Don't you think he's allowed a bad season, Pep Guardiola? He's allowed.
He is. Don't
yes.
get me
To
wrong.
be honest, yes.
No.
To be honest, yes.
No.
To be honest.
I'm not saying he's allowed a bad season.
Look, someone who has won so much. Someone who has won so much.
No, you're not
Patrick,
allowed to. No seasons off,
no.
no days off. You're one of the goats. What do you mean you're allowed? No.
You can't have a break, man. You can't have a break. That's illegal, man.
Hey, I tried, Patrick. I tried.
Imagine we did that with players. Oh, it's okay for you to take a season off because you've been great for 4 or 5 years. We'd butcher
Yeah,
them.
man.
Oh, yeah,
Salah's been great for you for how long? Let Salah take time off.
So he
Man,
got
people forget, yeah.
I hear the rebuild part.
Bro,
but
people
you
were
shouldn't
on to
fall
Salah's
off in-
neck
you
after
shouldn't-
one bad game against Forest.
But you shouldn't fall off in this manner. It
In
shouldn't
this
be
manner,
one way
that's
as
what I
well.
wanted to say.
You know who
allowed
the
bad
example I'll
season,
give you?
not
Ivanovic, is a great example of this, bro. This guy used to be flawless for me, as a fullback, bro, every single season. But that last season that you had of us, bro, was catastrophic, bro. Catastrophic.
It was poor.
It was bro. That's I feel like that's a very good comparison, actually.
That's
with
the thing.
Walker, I'll
That's
be
the thing.
honest.
It's the way you are falling off. It's the way you're falling
Exactly.
off. So my thing is, he's allowed to have a bad season. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
Yes, but not this way.
but not this way, because you cannot juxtapose the two together. You can't.
By the way, all 5 of our clubs have had banter eras. None of us have ever won 1 in 11 ever.
exactly.
Ever.
Like
Not
you
even
can't.
the top season.
And I want to tell people something. I had Roy Hodgson. I had Milan Jovanovic, Paul Konchesky, Sotirios Kyriakos, Danny Wilson, what's his name? The Christian Poulsen, the DM, Jay Spearing, John Joe Shelby. I had players that wouldn't even make the City squad. So let's not even go there. Final super chat before Pat has to go, because Pat has to go. Let me just read this. Big up to C24. He says, I'm just sending this to help out. Habibi, it's not a tax problem. I'll tell you, I'll give you the I'll give you basic math. Let's say I get £10 from the UK. Okay, £10 super chat UK. If I get £10 super chat from the UK, YouTube takes 4, we get 6. All these guys, they know this. They're on YouTube as well. So YouTube takes 4, we take 6. But when it's from the US, that 6 is also taxed a further 30%, which means every $10 I make $4.9 because I pay it to the US government. Suck it, Patrick. May you continue to stub your toe on repeat. Wow.
I just want to say, Seniac, man, we should not be sending.
Before I go, I also want to say this. So I did say,
why are the Chelsea fans cooking you? I don't get this.
I think I when I said shit to the wall, I think they all just I lost the Chelsea fan base. I think that I lost it that day. But you know what? It is what it is. It is the YouTube game. And it's not over, by the way. You know what? You know what's going to happen now for you frauds who are sending these super chats. I'm going to go villain mode now. Since I'm done, this is the arch. I'm just going to be going to chats and just triggering people. My agenda with Mudridge with his steroids. Now, how many people are taking steroids in your team? I will. This is what you want. Dayo Flores and Ahmed, this is what they want. This is what you're gonna make me. Okay, so you want me to become a villain. And you know the thing about a villain like me? I have nothing to lose now because we are dusty, so I can just get away with it. So I'll be just going to panels. I swear I'll make myself available on every panel just to pick things from other clubs, just to make sure that other clubs just say, because even I was arguing with the Arsenal fan. Dayo, I respect him so much, so I didn't do this to Dayo. I was like, the guy was in the pub and he was yapping, saying, "You guys are so dusty, man. You're done. At least we will. At least right now we had injuries. We're back and we're struggling with injuries." But I was like, man, look at the table. We're 3 points behind you, or 4 points, or these points. If we are that dusty and we're still in reach of you guys, what does that make you? Because we've done bad. I was like, even the West City is catching up to you. And then I was even talking about the United fan, but obviously that time he was on cloud 9 because they had slapped us 2-1. But it's just, there are things everybody can come and pinpoint to other clubs. But let's just say right now,
the problem is what City has done consistently for the last 5 years. And then the fall off. You can't say the same. You can't make one statement and say Pep Guardiola is the greatest manager of our generation that we have seen so far. and he has only won 1 in 11 games. That statement does not make any sense in my brain.
I know, but
it literally breaks my brain.
Oh, but can I ask you something?
So that's why people are no. See, Pat, I'm not bantering. I'm just saying like that's
no,
why.
I know. But can I ask you something to the panel, all of you? So, what are you trying to say? Because of this, you're just saying Pep Guardiola is not one of them. We can't put him in the list.
He is what I'm saying. What you're missing the points that I'm making is he is one of the greatest managers that we have seen in our generation. He is. Pep Guardiola, put him up there with the best of them. I would say top 3 for me, right? Anywhere in the world. But what I'm saying,
number 3.
No, just top 3. I'm not going to put names.
Nah, please. I just
but here's where I'm going. What he has achieved and the fall off is so wide,
so big.
It's so big that it's what causes people to question, like all the work that has been done. On the contrary, with the other teams that you're like, oh, we are three points behind Arsenal and this year. Arsenal is a team that is on the up, trying to get on the up and get over the line. You have been there, and then the fall off now, like 1 in 11, is just like, hold on, what's going on here? It's the way you're falling off. It's not you're allowed a bad season. You're allowed to have a season where you come second, you win the FA Cup, you chill out, you relax. That's allowed for Pep. Pep is allowed to have a Carabao and FA Cup season and not even win any other thing. And come third.
What do you mean the Carabao?
No. I said no. I'm saying if he has done, see, you've done a 4-piece, you've done a treble, you've done all that. You're allowed a season to win anything you want to win and just chill. But the fall off is what I'm.
Do you know what's my fear? Yeah. Do you know what's my fear, lads? Aston Villa haven't been playing well, but they're gonna cook us.
yeah. Villa are all right.
Sorry, man. They're gonna be. You know what's gonna happen? Yeah, City's gonna do what we did 2 seasons ago, where we were giving people the first win against Chelsea in 30 years or like 40 years, bro. That's what's gonna be starting happening. But it's gonna be in 10 years. The view is gonna be in 10 years, isn't it? But after like 40 years,
I think you're going to turn your season. You're going to turn your season around in 1 in 15. So when you get to your 115 charge, your season will turn around. Don't worry, 1 in 15.
I knew you wanted to sneak
it's
that.
Coming. It's coming. Your 1 in 15 is coming.
There you are.
Your 1.
Anyway, big up to you. See, big up to you. I don't have to go, Patrick.
We can't stay.
Sam, going forward, I also want to every partner you call me, make sure that my boy Canadian calm Veta is there, because Veta is still keeping this calmness. Canadians, how do you do it? He's
Veta.
I even called him the other day. I was like, Veta, you're on those partners and you're still calm. What's going on? The guy is
unpopular opinion. Vader is a bigger fraud than Hamza.
You know what it is? It is the cold. It's the cold in Canada. Listen, it's the cold in Canada.
He's my boy as well, but I can call my boy a fraud. It's fine. Big up to you, Patrick. Listen, let me just do the rest of these before we go to.
I just wanted to say quickly, Sam, if I may.
You always want to say quickly. Let me do these so we can talk about Arsenal. And I
don't
want you to say quickly. Say for 5 minutes if you want, but let me say these first, and then you can say. No need quickly, Habibi. Big up to you, Patrick. Guys, True City Fan is in the description. Go give him a subscription. Big up to you, Patty. Ahmed is Ray from where?
I don't know who Ray is, but we need to keep.
What about Ryan?
Oh, Ryan. All right, listen. I don't fail with the ladies.
For wish.com.
You know what I mean?
So, just need 2 16 out of 10s, isn't it? Wow.
Sure,
wow.
You'll never see me do that shit in 4K.
Big up Hussam, flawless.
Big up, Sai.
Hussam. Oh, so you just said fuck Dayo and Ahmed? Okay. Hussam, if
I get that.
LFC extended 3 players' contracts, do you think that's it in January as per business? Did I not tell you, Sai? I know sometimes you watch my content. I said you need to understand the Liverpool PR machine is special. We're gonna announce contract extensions in January, and then we're gonna say there is no signings, and then everyone go like, why are you complaining? We extended the 3 contracts. And then we end up losing the league in March and April. And then they all come back to daddy because they never listen. But this time, there is no big, dirty Manchester City. If we lose this league title to Arsenal, or if we lose it to Chelsea, then we're going to have very uncomfortable conversations about our ownership. And someone need to fly a plane again. Big up to you, my guy, Sai. Kyriakos earlier on said that his uncle played for Nicosia, right? And he told me to check out the European Golden Shoe Award, and this guy was not lying. Right here. 1975-76, Sotirios Kayafas. That is his uncle right there.
Let's go.
Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him.
That's mad. His uncle won the European Golden Shoe.
Shout out your uncle, man. For real.
That's mad. Big up. Did he play for any like? Oh, he only played for Ammonia. 261 goals in 388
Let's go,
games.
man. Hey, that's a good return still.
Real hooper, man.
Yeah.
Real hooper, man.
That is. Big up your uncle, man. Big up, unks. Big up to you, my guy, Kyriakos. How many likes are we on? Let me check the like count because you guys always waffling with the likes, guys. Guys always waffling with the likes. We're not even at 200 likes yet. Have some shame and decorum. We spent the last hour cooking cooking Patrick. Let's get the likes up right now, chat. Every single one of you guys right now, please hit the like button, subscribe, and please don't forget to subscribe to everyone on the panel. All their channels are in the description. Chat, I will make you be the decider. We do democracy. Do you want us to talk about Arsenal next or Chelsea next? One word answers in the chat. No life stories, no paragraphs, no yada 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 yada. No one cares. One word answer in the chat. Do you want to talk about Arsenal or do you want to talk about Chelsea? I will let you.
Let me help you. Let's talk about Arsenal and let's talk about.
No. Let them decide.
Chelsea is better than us. We have to give them their.
No. Democracy, Habibi. Democracy. Let them decide. I want to see which one is more in the chat.
There are more Chelsea fans in the chat. They'll say Chelsea.
Wow, Lewis, man, Lewis trying to prove you under the bus here, bro.
There's a lot more Chelsea. Ahmed.
Hey, yo.
Ahmed. Title race Chelsea. Win another game of football against Brentford. You are now 2 points behind the mighty Red Ben. Talk to me, Habibi. What are you saying?
You know, obviously, we beat a curse, beating the Brentford for the first time, at home, since they've come up. So it's a brilliant feeling, man. You know what I mean? Brilliant feeling. Sensational, I have to say, man. Big up to Jackson, big up to Kukurea for his goal. I'm just happy, man. I was happy with the performance. We had a really weak bench, but we should have that replenished for us over the weekend. So I'm looking for in general, the game I was happy about. Obviously, in terms of the title race, you've had my thoughts. Yes, we are in a title race in terms of the points and stuff like that, but I just don't think we have the defensive weapons to keep us in the fight. So, as such, that's basically my take. So, I think that's very, very fairly simple for me. I mean, I don't really have that much to talk about Chelsea because,
So, you're the Chelsea rep and you gave us all of 30 seconds of Chelsea content.
What else do you want me to say? What do you want me to?
This guy went from 13th to 13th, spoke for 7 minutes, broke the game down. Patrick is in hell and he spoke for 7 minutes and you give me 30 seconds.
All right. Listen.
Can you talk properly, Yach? Talk about Enzo, Mudrik, doping. Talk about Jackson scoring a goal. Talk about the Palmer stinker. Talk about your defense.
Man said Palmer stinker, What do you want me to say about Palmer stinker? What do you mean Palmer stinker? But, listen, on a serious note, obviously, I'm really happy. Nakjan's now got 9 goals in the league. I think this time last year, it was probably, something like 5. So clearly there's been a major improvement in terms of the way he plays. And again, 9 goals, bro. This guy is really on course to score 20 league goals in the league. Wow, and there were people telling me he was trash. He was rubbish. But, let me not speak too much on him. Shout out to my guy, Noni Madueke, Another great assist, I like this new cross package that he's into his game, which is like this loop and cross that he uses with his left foot, And Kukurea is adding stuff to his game that I wanted him to add. One of my major criticisms of Kukurea this season, everyone knows this about him too, is going forward. I've been very critical of him because I'm like, I don't really feel like he adds that much to our team going forward. Defensively, great fullback, but I need you to be adding some more sauce going forward. And he's been obviously he's got a second goal now in the league for us. Been doing really great with Sancho in terms of that inverting play as well. So I've been quite happy about that. Again, this idea of Palmer stinker, whatever you want to call it, I don't really like that sort of thing. Again, guys, I used to have a guy called Eden Hazard in my team who didn't need GA to show that he was playing good. I had guys like Didier Drogba who didn't need to get GA to show that he was he was having a good game. That's something. The new generation have been blackpilled on for some reason. Like, you need to get GA, otherwise you've had
no one on this panel is new gen.
I don't know for Sam, mate, you've been active in new gen recently. I don't know if you've been.
I'm older than you, mate.
You're trying to stay with the kids. You're trying to get hit with the kids, But hey,
I don't get this Chelsea fan obsession with just not admitting. You need to understand something. When you put a player on a pedestal of best player in the league level, he gets criticized to a certain level.
I wouldn't say he's the best player in the league. You know this too. What? I wouldn't put them.
I'm saying on that level. When Arsenal lost 1-0 away to Newcastle, Bukayo Saka created the most dangerous chance for Arsenal the entire game, and people spent hours talking about Saka after that game. When you talk about Cole Palmer, when he's a player of that ilk, that level, that he's supposed to be next to the Haalands and the Salahs and the Sakas of the world and blah, 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 then what you can't do is expect us to have Madueke standards towards him. Palmer, first of all,
don't do that. That's Ahmed's guy, man. Don't do that. Madueke is his guy, man. He's a big fan of Madueke. You know what I'm saying? That's his guy.
That's my guy.
Oh, you want to backtrack now? You want to moonwalk?
Let him know. Let him know, bro. Let him know, man. Let him know about my non-senior.
Madueke, man.
Palmer had 4 chances created. Ask Flores how many times he heard about the Bruno chances created. Ask Flores how many times he heard about the Bruno chances created thing.
No, but like
Chance,
again, but
chance created is when you pass to someone and they shoot.
But Hussam, I think what you're speaking about, I think is just a larger, problem with the discourse of football, in my personal opinion. Where
So you think Palmer had a good game against Brentford?
You
think not? Honestly,
no. So I thought he had a below average game for his standards.
And that's it. That's all we're saying. Thank you. Finally, someone said it.
No, but obviously that's what I'll probably say. Yeah, of course. But I hear what you say. But the thing is, for me, I look past so much of that, by the way, now, because last season, obviously, people call us Palmer FC, and I've said this many times before. Like, I don't want that to be happening. I'm paying guys like Madueke, Sancho, Neto, Jackson money to do jobs. Felix to do jobs. You know what I mean? I can't just rely on one brother. That's not me. That's not the team I want to build. That's not the team I want to. Because the moment that guy goes out, bro, my team is cooked. I can't let that happen, bro. So that's what I was saying to you.
The reason, actually, the Chelsea-Brentford game proves that you're not Palmer FC, because he didn't have a good game. And
that's what I was saying. That's why.
Also, who's your best player, out of curiosity? Who would you say is your best player this season?
Best player this season? Oh, I think obviously it's the guy in midfield, Mr. Moises Caicedo. In my personal opinion, is my best player.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm. I can't believe so many people agreed with that opinion. I thought I had an edgy take when I said like Caicedo's Chelsea's best player, but so many people agree.
If you watch this guy in the game,
I thought everyone would just say Palmer.
No,
to be honest.
No. I'm being serious, man. He looks better, bro. I've said this before. Caicedo looks better.
He was unreal against Bland.
Caicedo looks better watching him in real life, than he, bro. He actually, this guy, bro, he's like sensational, man. He's amazing. Quality. Him, listen, him and Lavia have changed my life, man. You know what I mean? There was days when I was stuck with Gallagher Mount pivots, and now I've got Lavia Caicedo pivots, man. You know what I mean? The game's changed, man. The game's changed.
I think Caicedo is the second best midfielder in the whole league this season.
I would say the best in my personal opinion, but obviously I think you would say Gravenberch, right?
Yeah.
See, that I understood that.
Listen, what Gravenberch did against Fulham was ludicrous, I'll be honest with you.
But what I would say, obviously, I know there's another topic we need to talk about.
But regardless, Gravenberch Caicedo was a good convo anyway, so it's not like we're insulting.
Exactly. That's why I wasn't obviously against that. But guys, obviously, there's another topic to talk about. Someone's been sadly, been allegedly been found to have some drug enhancements, in his urine, and that is obviously Mr. Mikhailo Mudryk. Obviously, I'm obviously going to do a stream. I'm going to do a stream, obviously, a little bit more about it afterwards. And it's looking good. I'll be real. Right now, it's not looking good, bro. He's even getting Pogba's lawyers that got his thing from 4 years to 18 months. He might not be here at Chelsea. This might be, what they call the dagger, for him at Chelsea. And obviously, I don't know what's going to happen in terms of contracts and stuff. Can the club terminate it if that's something that they want to do? We don't know what's going on there. Obviously, we need to wait for the B sample as well. I don't know who does football's drug testing, by the way. Because I know in obviously boxing, because I'm a big boxing fan, they usually like either WADA, UCAD. They've got a bunch of guys that can even that do that for them usually. But listen, but at the end of the day, it's not looking good for him, and it's crazy because this year a lot of people have been
Did you see that him and Enzo have the same trainer?
That is not, but so yes, I saw that. But when the news came,
posted it on Instagram, so it's not a rumor.
No, I know. But so the reason why I don't think that's an issue, because what basically happened is that they're alleging whenever they took the urine test and stuff like this, he had whatever he had adverse effects in his international break. So he took it in international break. Does that make sense, bro? So it's happened internationally. So it's happened maybe when he was in, I don't know where he was, but there were the drugs
But
not
can I
available
tell
in
you
UK.
something funny on a reel? How do you take performance enhancing drugs and you're still ass? That's
Is
a
it
real
that?
question.
Terrible drugs.
No, man. I can't laugh. I don't want to do it. You know, the thing is,
Okay,
yeah.
so no, let's not spread a rumor. They did not say
Yeah.
performance enhancing drugs. They said banned substances, and the FA has
So what do you think it is? Cocaine, man?
No. So let me explain to you,
Hold on,
Dayo, because
cocaine is
Dayo,
cocaine.
I did a bit of
Ahmed,
I did a bit of research. Yeah, I did a bit of research.
Here.
Yeah.
Meldonium.
So I did a bit of research on Meldonium. You know, I had to use my A-level biology, A-level chemistry here. You know what I mean? To get understanding of the thing.
Soviet super soldiers. What are they doing? This is Marvel. This is Captain America. What's going? What is
Bro,
this?
when I read this earlier on,
It's
bro.
used, so basically it's actually used here for heart and vascular disease. That's what it's used for.
It makes you
currently.
breathe, recover quicker your oxygen.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's meant to like obviously make your heart your blood pump faster.
He did
allow
all
you-
that and he still hit
Faster.
people in Rosie, bro. It's-
But I mean, it explains the Rosie. So
people
but,
in
like,
the background just blocking his shots. and shit.
obviously it doesn't explain Rosette. It explains Rosette in it. So that's all I'm gonna say. You know, if he's taking super soldier serum. But at the end of the day, listen, it's looking like he's gone. So, you know, as a Chelsea fan, I'm now thinking about who's gonna be the guy we replace him with. Is it gonna be maybe a Tariq George from our academy? Is that guy the guy we're gonna maybe help to step him up? Is it gonna maybe be Bradley Barcola? Is
You
it gonna
guys
be
are the
maybe
most
Desiree
entitled
Doué?
bastards when it comes to these things.
Maybe, you know,
Man said
maybe-
Mudrik replacement. That's like me saying I need a Wataru Endo replacement. Like, what's wrong with
listen,
you?
you
Bro?
don't know, bro. You don't know. I need
Since when do you need a Mudrik replacement? What does he? In order to replace someone, he need to bring something to your team to begin with. That's like Flawless saying, "I need a Diallo replacement if he leaves." Understandable, 100%.
Listen, man, you
100%
know,
need a
I'm just
Diallo
a man.
replacement.
Listen, yeah. I'm just a man.
But if he says I need a Garnacho replacement, we'll all laugh because Garnacho don't bring something to begin
No,
with.
but you didn't hit the name I'm stating.
I said I need a Mudrik replacement. Name one good game he had this whole year.
Listen, it's about the depth. I don't think it's just about Mudrik himself. I'm talking about the depth, in my personal opinion.
It's about the depth. So if Mudrik
Yes.
played in the Premier League, would you be confident?
That's what I'm saying. I need to get better than Mudrik. That's what I'm going for now.
Oh, it's about the depth.
There
yeah.
we go.
So the
that's
depth,
what I'm
my ass,
mentioning.
bro.
That's what I'm mentioning. Desiree Doué, Barcola, you know what I mean?
Stop
guys,
deflecting now. It's time to bring you back. It's time to bring you back.
Oh, dear.
Title race. You have to now. It's time to speak the truth. I'm not
I
saying
said it
Chelsea
to
you
you.
must.
No.
I'm not saying Chelsea you must.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Liverpool you must. Those two clubs 100% mustn't.
No,
This
but
guy
Sam,
must.
you had my
But
point.
you.
I said we are in a title race. There's no point denying that aspect of it. But you know what I will say to you though? I just don't think we can finish the race. That's what I've always said. Like the way I've always put it is that we are in a title race, but we just can't finish the race because we don't have the goalkeeper and the centre back to finish it. That's the best way to put it, bro.
Flawless. Dayo, do you guys think Chelsea have a chance of winning this?
But no, they're in the, I actually agree with Ahmed. Are they in the race? Yes, 110%. 110% Chelsea are currently in the title race. You're 2 points off the top, and Christmas is round the corner. However, do I believe they're good enough to win the league? No. And I do look at their goalkeeper as a major issue with that. However, you keep winning, and they go in the January window is going to be so key for a
We
lot
need a
of
centre
teams,
back in
including
January,
them.
bro. We need a centre back.
If
in
you go
January.
get the thing is, even if you go, I think if you get a better goalkeeper, that helps your centre backs improve to a level that will be good enough with especially with what you have in front with Lavia, Caicedo, and then obviously what you got in your final third. So if you're bored, which they've shown, even though they've got it wrong in terms of who they've bought, their intent has always been the best. If you not go get a goalkeeper, it's serious. But currently, as of right now, I don't think they can win it. No.
Chevalier Nation, man. We need Chevalier, man, at my football club, man. Bring me Chevalier, man.
Who Chevalier play for? Who's he play for?
Leo.
Okay.
Leo.
This is the keeper.
Yeah, keeper.
You've been big on this guy since the start. Dayo, Chelsea title race?
Yeah, they're in the title race. I said that since. I mean, if they are 2 points behind the current leaders, which is Liverpool, you're in the title race in December. Like, this is not about banter. I think this is logic. Like, we look at the table, who are the two teams that most likely can win the league from this season if they carry on their current form? It's Liverpool and Chelsea if they carry on the current form. And there's no signs that they're stopping their current form. Neither is there any signs that Liverpool is stopping its current form. So it's suffices to say that those are the two people who are literally, as of right now, the favorites to win the league. Because if we're looking at current form and we're looking at everybody else behind them, Arsenal's current form is flip-floppy. We're not playing well. Some days we're playing well. So there's no certainty with that one. City, we've seen what they are. So yeah, Chelsea are in the title race. They can't turn around and say they are not in the title race. Like no, I can't predict the future. But if I look at what you've done and the current form, then yes, boom. There's no other questions asked there. We'll just wait.
Okay. Short and simple.
Would you
Love to
consider
see it.
yourself to be in a title race, Dayo?
And that's the perfect segue. We're 19 likes away from 200 likes. Let's get to 200 likes now. Everyone close your live chat and hit the like button this very second because I want to get to 200 likes ASAP. Arsenal. Draw at home to Everton. Can't hit a barn door, habibi. Dayo. What's going on?
That was a poor game. I mean, we can in isolation talk about the game and how poor that game was, but that is not the how will I say it? The overall look and feel of
Overarching point.
overarching point about the last if we played a draw, if we tied that game and we played well, I would not have a problem. I have a problem because we did not play well. That is my issue. In that particular game, not playing well and drawing just makes it even worse. It's like, at least play well and let it be that there is, it's the freak of nature where the ball hits the bar or you don't, the keeper has amazing saves, That for me, I would turn around and be like, well, hey, a draw there, I'll take it. But this draw against an Everton, no. The standards it was poor. And I had this conversation with other Arsenal fans who were saying, the manager's fault. I said, no, it's not the manager's fault. There's certain things that at the point where you actually have to hold the players accountable. If your captain is not doing what he's doing now, you have to hook him. There's no stories. He should hold that L as a captain in that particular game and say, you did not do well enough. There's no egos here for me. Take him out. And all the noise Arsenal, the fan base have been making about Ethan Nwaneri. Now, I rate the kid. And Ethan gets brought in. He does nothing too. So was it a case of, the manager got it wrong? He subbed on time. He changed players quickly, tried to turn the game around, but it just didn't work. And Everton, kudos to them. Very disciplined. They knew exactly what they came there for. They came there to get a draw, hoping for a counter or hoping for a corner, because people don't realize Everton and Arsenal have scored the most number of corners. They have the same number of corners. So let's not, this is the team that could have hurt us from corners as well. So that's what they came to do, and they succeeded. So right now we're looking bad, really, really trash with the games we're playing, the way we played against Everton in isolation. But if I have to look at the previous games before that, I can say this was just a particular one game dip. If I have to look at the last 3 games before this Everton game, I can say this was a one game dip because the form in the last 3 games before the Everton game has been good. So yeah. And to answer your question, Ahmed, are we in the title race? Yes, it's just going to be harder for us. We're 6 points behind the leaders, and we're 4 points behind you. And that 6 points is a 2-game swing. So a 2-game swing is not impossible now when we're in game week 16. There's still going to be a good 22 games to play. So a 2-game swing is not impossible. That's why I said for me, it's the consistency of the form which we don't have right now. We need to get that up and go on the run that we did last season. We need to be able to be that consistent for us to stay relevant and be in that title race, chasing it. Chelsea has showed that they will continue their form with the way they've been playing, and so has Liverpool. So for us right now, that's where we need to get to. We need to get to that consistent form where we're winning 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games back on the bounce. But yeah, we'll see what happens. There's still 22 more.
Is Arteta responsible for this place you're in right now?
Ultimately, the manager is responsible for where we are right now.
Who's playing with a musical instrument?
Sorry, hold on.
I just want to say, man,
Ahmed, I ain't gonna lie.
I thought it was Ahmed as well.
Wow.
I thought it was Ahmed. I
thought it was you, Ahmed. You know what I'm saying?
Why would I have symbols in my house?
Same reason you have a cricket ball from like 1875 or whatever. That's just you. You're just
but I have that because I'm just a collector. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, you would have musical instruments in the background. It wouldn't surprise me if I just seen a penguin walk behind you. You're just you. You know what I'm saying? Like what we talking about here.
Back, bro.
It's just you.
It was my God,
bro.
something else. My kid was rattling something downstairs. I didn't even. I just.
Oh, shout out to
that's
youngster,
fine.
man.
I
Love that.
thought it was the thing, the thing where you just go like that one.
Oh yeah, she's got this rattler thing that she'll ding ding ding. That she'll just.
There we go, man. There we go.
Yo, what the hell, bro?
That's
what
a
the hell
cricket
is it?
You got
Show
cricket
that
ball.
to the camera again.
Oh, this one. It's 1874 actually, funny enough. But it's
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Yo, he wasn't lying. 1874.
Yeah, I knew that. I wasn't making that up. We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, this is real. Yeah.
Why do you have an 1874 cricket ball?
No, you know what? That's a door we don't want to open. We just say
no,
we
no,
don't
Okay,
know.
do you actually watch cricket then?
Did you play?
Yes,
cricket though?
yeah. When I was a kid, I played cricket. Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I also played when I was a kid as well. That's why I was asking.
Damn, you must have been shit at football. Go ahead, Dayo.
No, I used to be a dual sport player. I used to play football and this one. They used to be my two good.
Yeah, so
play.
yeah,
All
like
that
right now,
understand.
Arsenal needs consistency. That's what we need. Is Arteta responsible for where we are? Ultimately, the manager is responsible for where the club is right now. Ultimately, for whatever position that we're at right now, he's ultimately responsible for it. Now, am I overly panicked? Like the season is over? No, I'm not. Because, like I said again, this same time last season, game week 20, Liverpool was 5 points ahead of us. By game week 30, the tables had turned. By the end of the season, we were 7 points ahead of them. That's a 12-point swing. So I don't think it's impossible. I just think it's unlikely and very, very difficult. That's where I see us right now. Is Arteta responsible? Yes. Can I give him some context as regards to injuries at the beginning of the season? Every team has injuries, so there's no excuse for that. As a manager, it's your job to find a way to not lose the game when your best players are out. To find a way, even if you're not going to win it, find a way to not lose that game and get out of that thing. And so the games where we have dropped points, that is on him because he found a way to not lose. He found a way to lose those games. If all
Can I ask you a question, Dayo? Just quickly, if I may, are you starting to wear thin, or when it comes to Arteta right now?
No, this is Arteta. Like I said this last season, and I'm sure Hussam will back. Hussam has heard me say this last season. I said this is Arteta's last season for me, whether he wins something or not. You've done 5 years. You brought the club to a certain place. I think the club needs to move on from you. If Arteta turns around and wins the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, I still want him to leave after this season. Right? Yeah. I back my manager while he's there, while he's doing the job, and I compare where he's put us at right now to where we were. I look at where we're coming from and where he's taking us to, and I know that even if he wins the Premier League this season, there's no guarantee that he's going to be able to go on a 3, 4, 5 year run winning it. We need a better manager after that to come in, because now that win will bolster the boys, and the newer manager coming in, we can then, when you win the Premier League, or if you win a double, you can attract bigger players as well, And at that point, you want a better manager in world football that those players will respect, So yeah, and I'm not saying that Arteta cannot get their respect, but it's different. It's different when you have a manager who's established, and then you have big players come in. They'll respect him easily. So yeah.
Flawless, you're very opinionated on Arsenal. You're quiet. Tell her you're busy, baby. Talk to us.
She's busy now. I was listening. Don't get mistaken. I'm here working. I'm still locked in.
Tell me about Arsenal.
In regards to it, everyone just coming round to the point, because he mentioned it there about Arteta not being good enough. We knew this at the start of this season. We knew it at the start of the season, the start of last season. We knew it at the start of the season before. Has Arteta improved Arsenal? Absolutely. Is he better than general consensus once he took the job? Absolutely. Is he better than I expected him to be? Yes. Solidified him as one of the better teams in the league. Without doubt. They're top 4, top 3. No questions asked when it comes to it. But he's not good enough. He's never going to win them the Premier League.
You're the most condescending bastard on this app, but I love you for it.
What?
You just little bro the fuck out of Arsenal. You know
how
this,
is
right?
it little bro? Like people keep always saying
you just little bro the shit out of
my accent. If I'm a Northerner because I'm a United fan, all these things that are being said about Arteta, we knew 23-24. No, sorry, 24-25.
Was Sir Alex Ferguson good enough his first 5 years? Was Sir Alex Ferguson good his first 5 years when he didn't win?
No, he wasn't good in his first 5 years. No, but we knew he was good enough long term. That's why he got the job in the first place.
No. But then you didn't know that in the first 5 years, and there was hope.
I was before my time, to be honest. But they did.
Well, I watched it.
Are you old enough to remember that?
Yes, I'm 45.
Oh, is it? Hey, black don't crack, man. Salute to you, my guy. You don't look 45.
Yeah,
he does not look 45 at all.
You look 45, man.
He looks younger than Ahmed.
Oh my god!
If you would have told me he was my age, so in regards to it, though, but here's the difference, because people want to use Sir Alex. People tried that with Ten Hag.
I'm not comparing them. Here's what I'm doing. I'm not comparing them as manager for manager to say one is better than the other. And I'm just saying, like, that same context of his first 5 years where nobody was really sure what was happening. They knew he was building something, and then the minute he started winning, he started winning. Yeah,
but here's the major difference, though. Here's the major difference between the two. What Sir Alex Ferguson did before he got to Manchester United was incredible. If you know what, if Arteta had that resume, let me land. If Arteta had Sir Alex Ferguson's resume, I wouldn't be sat here saying, "Oh, he can't get them over the line." There would be a belief he can.
But you
he's
can't.
Not, you agree with me? You don't think he's good enough?
Hold on.
You agree with me?
You can't do the same contact with Arteta because this is his first job. First and foremost, he didn't have any previous experience. Now,
and that's your fault for hiring him.
Hold on. So Alex Ferguson had previous experience, had won in Aberdeen, and then came to your club, did not win for 5 years. So you're looking at the manager who has won, and he's now not winning with my club. You're going to be like, look, what's going on here? This guy, not only is his first job, came into a team with Mavropanos, Konstantinos. I don't even remember the players we had. David Luiz in defense. Like we had Maitland Niles or whatever. Like these are the players that this guy inherited for the first 2 seasons, literally. The first 2 seasons. And for me, him taking a Unai Emery team that was that dead, winning his first FA Cup in that first year, beating the City and the Chelsea to win that FA Cup, told me that with the right build, just like they gave Sir Alex Ferguson time, with the right build, he'll cook. But my thing is, I believe strongly that any manager who has done 4 or 5 years in any club, that's a personal thing that I believe. You've done 5 years, whatever you've won, wherever you've gone the club to, I think you look for something else because you start getting still and bored. It's not like back in the day where we had the Wengers who could do 20-something years and Sir Alex Ferguson who did 20-something years. I just have a strong belief that if you've done 5 years, at the most 6, and I think for me, the person I picked that up from was Klopp, the way he has always done. Klopp, when he was in Germany, after 7 years, he was like, yeah, I'm off. Because you start getting still, regardless of what it is. So that's how I look at it. But yeah, so, I mean, for where he's taking us from to where we are at right now, yeah. And if people want to banter and say, oh, he's won nothing. No, that's not true. He has won something. But they just
won the FA Cup. And the 2 community shields, which you mentioned. So he won 3 trophies.
That
was the most shameless interview of all time. The fact you mentioned community shields.
Hey, respect. That's what I was expecting.
For you, you call it shameless as fans because the fans don't rate it. On the record books, it is counted on the record books. It is part of the trophies that you have won, which is why your club has the most trophies ever. And United as well.
I actually don't count the community shields, mate.
No. I'm saying you don't count it officially on your books.
This is an all-time low, man. We lose the rest of
the let him do it, man. You're Arsenal fan, man. They're struggling, man. Let him count it. Ahmed. You're Arsenal fan. Let him have it, man. They're struggling.
I don't rate the community shield personally, but I'm saying officially, whenever they say how many trophies does United have, they count all of that as part of it. When they say Liverpool, it's counted. The FA does not say, oh, we're not counting the community shield for them. We're only counting. I get that. I don't rate it. It is what it is, but it's counted. So
cool is counted. But in regards to Arteta, you just proving the point as to why you lot shouldn't have hired him in the first place if he was trying to go to the top. He had no previous experience. It made no sense in regards to... Now, if you were trying to build to a point and then replace him, I'd hear that. Because he's done well to build you lot up to a point. And you lot are not that far away in regards to me actually winning the league. But Arsenal fans and many others are just coming around to the fact 2 years, 3 years, depending on whenever you decided to turn or started to realize he's not good enough. Me and you had this discussion on Tony's channel, literally the back end of last season. Me and you was debating. Yeah, because I was like, you look familiar, and we had this, and we was having this similar discussion, and I said, Arsenal will win the league. And you was like, why are you so sure? I said, because look at your team and look at your manager. I don't get why it's such a talking point. I don't understand it. And hiring him wasn't the sensible thing to do if you are trying to win the Premier League or Champions League. You had nothing.
But here's the thing again. You can't say hire because here's the thing. The team that we had when we hired him was not a team that was going to go on to win the Premier League anyways in the first place. Good. So that means whatever the hire was, it was a hire to redesign the entire thing, rebuild the entire thing. And if you're rebuilding something entirely and you're going to trust the manager to do it, you're going to have to give him time. That's
how much is Arteta spent?
He spent 800 million in 5 years.
Okay, I think if you give that 800 million to a quality manager, you lot have won the league by now. Because Arteta, who's not good enough, came close twice. So if you would have actually gave it to a quality manager, I think you lot win the league. You lot should have won the league the past 2 seasons. Yes.
No. We shouldn't have
Genuinely.
won the first season. You know, here's the thing.
You get linked to Kolo Muani, bro.
You spent 93% of the time on top of the table. You should win the league.
Let's do this again. 2 seasons ago, when we challenged for the first time, nobody here thought that we were going to be in the race for the league. Nobody. 2 seasons ago. Yeah. So that's number one. We were not expected to be there. Just like Liverpool is saying they're not expected to be there this season.
But they must this
hold
season.
on. Just like Chelsea fans are saying that they're not expected to be there this season, and that if they don't get defenders and the goalkeeper, we were not expected to be there. So if you want to give them that context, you have to give Arsenal that context when that happened. Now, last season, yes, last season is where I think I would call it a full-on bottle job, because we were just 2 points shy of winning the league. We won the same number of games like City did. We drew 5 and lost 5, and they lost only 3 and drew 7. So the games that we should have drawn or tied in, where we could have gone on to win the league, we messed those 2 games up. And that is why I blame the team and I blame the manager for that. That's a bottle job. But the season before, I wasn't expected to be there. So the narrative changed accordingly as soon as we got to the top, and everybody wanted to start saying, "Oh, you know,"
because it matters. Here's the thing: is Liverpool would, and I can only speak for me.
Same thing with Liverpool this season.
Yeah. Liverpool, okay, but
Hossam has been saying all season. Nobody's expecting me to be here.
Yeah,
so
he's a fraud. We know this. He a shameless fraud. We know what Hassam's like and what his game is. So we know this. So let me just clarify this.
So, Flawless, if you were in my position, would you allow an Arsenal fan to tell you United you must?
Expectations change? No, because I'd be saying that. Wait. Let me land. I'd be saying.
But who's the you must club?
Let me land. I'm gonna explain right now. If it was Manchester United, I would expect us to, in the situation with the way the league is, the start Liverpool have had, the players they have, yes, they must, because expectations change. Do I believe Liverpool were good enough at the start of the season to win the league? No, but Slaughter's turned out to be a much better manager than we've expected. City have fell off a cliff. Arsenal, we all know anyone with 2 eyes and a brain are not good enough. So yes, Liverpool, you must. What are we talking about here? Like, expectations don't change.
Okay, but so before the season, who did you say must?
To City. Wait, what? Say that again.
Before the season started, must conversation
it was City. That's always because they were the best team with the best manager.
No, I'm not asking who you predicted. I'm saying who did we say must win the league this season?
Oh, in regards to it, I just look at City because Arsenal were not, because man mentioned there, I get to that about bottle jobs. I've never called Arsenal a bottle job team. You know why? Because I don't think they're good enough. Bottle job implies you have the skill, but you fall short. It's a skill thing. Arsenal didn't bottle it. They're just not good enough. This is why they fell short. And in that season, in regards to, you can't be on top of the league for 93% of the time and not win it. That's not good enough. But again, that entire time, they was top of the league for 93% of the time. I was still on every platform, including my own, saying Arsenal will not win the league. Or why don't you think Arsenal will? Because their manager and their players are not good enough. And people are only now 3 years in, 2 years in, for, hey, you know what? I don't think Arteta is good enough. People are just coming around to the point, Kai Havertz isn't good enough. Like, we've been watching Kai Havertz. Too much emotions get involved. Arsenal are not good enough. Arteta is not good enough. Don't mean he's not made improvements. They're just not going to win the league. Like, what are we talking about here?
Okay, the whole you must conversation. I'll explain to you from my.
The whole you must is for Liverpool.
I keep Dayo.
And again, agreed. And again,
if your forward showed the energy you're showing now, you would have won the game.
I don't.
Now let me just say this. Let me explain it.
No.
Can I explain? I let him land.
Before you
Dayo, I let him land. Let me explain. Let me explain, brother. No. There's no one point.
Liverpool must.
Flawless.
Liverpool must, and Chelsea.
When it comes to this conversation,
ask me how much Arsenal has spent. I said
if we said at the start of the season,
1.2 billion.
Dayo's right.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking.
1.2 billion. But how much did I sell?
No.
800 million.
I don't know what you sell. I'm saying what you've spent. Arsenal has spent 800 million. You spent 1.2. If we're going to be using money as a yardstick as well, Chelsea must. And this season, because Arsenal have fallen off and City have fallen off, Liverpool must.
The Liverpool one, I agree with the Chelsea one. I don't, because it.
Let me explain to you what I mean. If I told you in August, no ball has been kicked, nothing's happened. If I told you City are gonna lose 10 games out of 11 and they're gonna have a massive fall off, who would you say was gonna win the league?
I would at the start of the season, Arsenal, because they were the second. I had them second at the start of the season.
Yeah, and I would have said the same thing, and so would have 99.999%. This year was supposed to be the year where Arteta, if you don't deliver this season, it's over, mate. With Slot and Maresca both, and this applies to both, I would have said the same if Chelsea were top. With Slot and Maresca, it's not just expectation, it's the fact that there is no pressure on them. No one is going like, Arne Slot, you must win the league, or there will be repercussions, or we're going to be like, no. No one's saying the same about Maresca. But the reason why Dayo himself said, this season, if Arsenal win the Carabao and FA Cup, he also wants Arteta gone. So think about it from that perspective. Arteta has built this team for the last 5 years on the hope that when City are crumbling and are shit, Arsenal are going to win the league. So yes, I get it. You're saying Liverpool are better now, Chelsea are better now. I understand that. All I'm saying is the pressure is completely on Mikel Arteta and Arsenal because they're the club that's expected to win had City fell off. Not me or Ahmed.
Exactly.
That's the point. That's the whole leopard in the tree narrative, by the way. Like, that's why,
man. That's why we're the chill guys, man. We're the chill guys.
But expectations do change. Like the Arsenal one being top of the table for 93% of the time. That's a terrible way to lose the league title. Same way with Liverpool now, with City's fall off, with Arsenal not being at it, you were the next one up. If someone would have told me to go further on your question, Sam, City are going to fall off, Arsenal are not going to be at it, who's the next best team? Liverpool. So now, and adding the lead that you then had as well and still top of the table, it's you lot. Same way if you lot fell off, who we looking at next? I had Chelsea in my top 4 at the start of the season. I said it's Chelsea and so forth. So you taking advantage of that.
Proper Chelsea right there, man. Proper Chelsea right there.
Yeah,
man.
you lot. When I say you
know what? Actually, Flawless, you make a very good point. I don't even disagree with your overarching point. I think if Liverpool lost to Chelsea the league title, it would be like a bad thing.
Yes,
but
definitely.
Like from a fan perspective, look, Arne Slot comes in, we sign no one. I can't go like Slot, you must win the league. Maresca comes in after what happened last season, and we were laughing at Chelsea all year long. We can't say Chelsea must win the league. The problem with Arsenal is they want to always avoid expectation given on them, and they always want to avoid. I agree with you on the expectations change as the season progresses. 1,000,000% this is a fact. However, timing matters. If we are 6 points ahead, 7 points ahead of Arsenal in March, I'd say Liverpool, you must 100%. I'd shake your hand right now. But because it's December, it's a bit too early. We have to wait at least. By the way,
so Hossam, what you're saying?
How many points are clear of who? Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal right now.
6 points.
We are 2 points ahead of Chelsea and only 6 points ahead of Arsenal. That's it.
With a game in hand, you are 6 points ahead of Arsenal, correct?
Yeah, but you know, points on the board is better than game.
Points on the board. I'm just asking just for context of the
yeah, 6 points. That's it. 6 points.
Hossam, you're saying that
is 6 points such an insurmountable lead where like, oh, Arsenal are dead and finished and buried? No.
Again,
6 points.
Arsenal are one of those. They're always in the race, but they'll never finish first.
They're the nearly man. They're like the perennial nearly man, bro.
They are true gentlemen, man. You know what I'm saying? Never finish first. You know what I'm saying? That's them. It's like.
So, Hossam.
You cannot defeat this guy with one-liners.
So again,
man.
So again.
Now them love him, man. And they're the media darling. Just
again, what media darling? Arsenal is probably one of the most slandered teams by the media. Go out
by social media, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Media, even mainstream media.
Hey, the way Arteta gets protected is crazy. That's all I'm saying.
How did he get protected?
Arteta, because there is no ever call about him not being. I rarely see in mainstream media talks about him not being good enough. If any other manager of serious note was top of the table for 93% of the time and didn't win it, that would get mentioned. The Kevin Keegan thing. I love it if we beat them. It was years ago. No, let me land. The Kevin Keegan thing. There's people who weren't even alive at that time that know that quote and know that picture. And that was terrible, the way he capitulated. I remember it. I'm old enough to remember that, even though I was only a kid. Great stuff. This Arteta thing gets swept under the rug. Because he wasn't expected to be there. To my knowledge, Newcastle weren't expected to be in that situation that they was. But guess what? Expectations change once you start overperforming or performing to a good level. That's why I say he's protected. You agree with me, though? He's not good enough. So why is there
hold on. You say the manager is not good enough, but then he was on top of the league for 93% of the season. A manager who has never coached anywhere before, but suddenly comes into the league and is surpassing all you managers that have experience. And then he capitulates or he bottles it, as we say, and then you turn around and use that as a yardstick, say, oh, well, he's not good enough. Well, actually, he was good enough when he was beating all your managers.
No, he wasn't good enough to win the league because he didn't do it. He wasn't good enough to win the league because he didn't do it.
At the end of the day, again,
he led the race for 93% of the time, not 100%.
We're talking about this season now. At the end of the day, if he goes ahead, let me ask you a question. If he goes ahead and wins the league this season, if he wins the league this season, is he then good enough?
Yeah, because he's won the league. He shuts me up. I'll hold my hands up and go, I didn't see Arteta doing that. Props to you.
So let's wait for
but me and you had this conversation When last time we had this conversation, I was how many years has he been? Is it 2? Is it how many times? How many years has he been at you lot? 5. We had this conversation. He was 0-2.
4.5 going on 5.
So I was 2-2, and now I'm about to be 3-3. We've had the same conversation. For those that don't know, Tony Claude, shout out to my guy Tony. Me and his Arsenal fan had this conversation at the back end of last season, just before they played us, because they played us late. And we was having the same conversation. Oh, what if he wins the league this season? You don't think he's gonna win the league? People just don't like it because it's me.
No, who says I don't think he can win the league?
Do you think he is going to? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I
will
think.
Will you win the league? Same way I'm sat here saying as a United fan, we will win the Europa League. Are you saying you will win the Premier League?
Hossam, tell him what my prediction was at the beginning of the season, when the season started.
Beginning of the season, he said Arsenal to win the league, Liverpool finish second.
And who was third?
Do you still believe that?
I still believe that. I still stand by it.
All right, cool.
The season had not a ball had been kicked. I said Arsenal, and I told you, I said Arsenal, Liverpool will kick on this season, and I said third would be City. I was even wrong.
Cool.
Now it's going to be Chelsea.
Right.
And that's exactly why Arsenal must.
Cool. So when Arsenal don't win the league, we'll be back here again like we was last time.
And when we win the league,
we had the same conversation. So so you're 0-1 against me already, because we had the same conversation last season.
Last season we had the conversation at the end of the season. That's the first time you and I had a conversation about.
Yeah, it was like game week 35 because it was United Arsenal preview.
Yeah, and we basically just talked about the entire season and where we were at. And I said, hold on, and I said to you, you can go back and watch it when I said, even though we might go on to win the rest of our games because of City's game in hand that they had, they were going to win the league.
Oh yeah, you were trying to dance around it, though. You just won't come out and say it.
No. But I did say that. I did say that. I said, look, regardless of what we do now, I said because we've lost a couple of games that we should not have lost. We should have tied those games. Aston Villa game and the Fulham game. We should have tied those two. Aston Villa. Yeah, the two Aston Villa games. We should have tied those two games, and then we stood a better chance with the goals difference, lesser yellow cards. We would have won the league on technicalities if we had just tied 2 games. I remember I said that. That's all. And
I do remember all of that. And just back to it as well about him being on top of the league for 93%. I still stand on what I said. He wasn't good enough to win the league.
Listen, and I said
why he didn't do it.
Listen, and I said 93%, right? Also showing context of a manager who has no experience, according to you, who's a manager who is not good enough, but being able to stay
win the league. No, he's not.
Hold on. He's not good enough to. I hear you.
Add to win the league, because I think he's a good manager.
Why not? At first, you said he wasn't good enough. Which is it? Is he a good manager?
No. Again, you can be a good manager, but not good enough to win the league. What are we talking about?
He's good enough.
I don't think he is.
Emery is a good example. Emery is a good example of that.
Until we see.
That's what I'm saying. So don't act like it's not that. You can be a good manager, but not good enough to win the league. That's all.
That's your.
I think Nicholas Jackson's a good striker. I don't think he's good enough to lead a line to a league title.
Again, that's your opinion based off of hold on, based off of what you have seen. I again will say context for me is he is good enough to win the league, and he has challenged against the best manager and probably the biggest juggernaut team in Man City for the last 2-3 seasons, which is a team that Liverpool played 4-5 seasons and were only able to win 1 against. So let's not sit here and not put that context around it. So if you say he's not good enough, you're saying he's not good enough against the best of the best.
No, I don't think he's good enough. Period.
That's it.
He's not good. Because that's why Maresca are now going to beat him to a league title.
If they beat him to a league title,
what's the excuse when that happens?
If they beat him to a league title, we'll see.
So what's the excuse then? You man will keep listing off excuses after it.
What would be your excuse when he wins? What would be your excuse when he wins?
There won't be an excuse when he wins. I'll jump on the stream with you and say,
he said there will be no excuse. He said he will admit he's wrong.
I'll jump on the stream and say.
By the way, you both have actually said, Dayo said in the league he wants him gone, and you said that if Arteta does win the league, that you're gonna say you're wrong. So you're both actually saying something that's not even wrong.
I even said at the beginning, I said even if Arteta wins the league, I still want him gone because he's done 5 years. In my books, a manager should not do more than 5 years.
You don't think he's good? You don't think he's good enough to?
I don't care how good you are as a manager. If you win the league 5 years running from me, even if it was Pep, I want you gone after 5 years because I think you start to become stale. In my books, I'm saying that is something that I preface Dayo by nature. If you've done something consistently for that long, it starts getting boring. So even if he wins the league this season, I want a new manager. I want a refresher. I want the team to breathe again, and that otherwise it's going to get stale. And that's how I look at it. So win the league or not,
I see why you could. Personally, I'd want to back him and bring him new players. But I see your way of thinking with that one. I'd want to bring in new players and give him time to adapt.
I just think that for me, in any sport, 5 years, any sport you've done 5 years and you're consistently, you've been there as a manager or a coach or a backroom.
Dayo, I don't know if you heard this earlier on. I'll tell you just one thing before we just do super chats and wrap up. Look, I don't mean this in any like banterish way. I'm actually being dead serious. With Jurgen Klopp, and even Flawless gave Klopp respect for this. He's saying, when we went for the league multiple times, you always left with something. We left with the Champions League one season, 18-19. The quadruple charge season, yes, we left with the two like less significant trophies, but we left with medals at least. And even last season, we challenged for the league. Yes, we failed, but we won a Carabao Cup. And I feel like that's something that keeps the players going, like just winning stuff. It keeps the players going. I think the problem with Arteta now, and the reason why maybe the players need a bit of a fresh voice, is the fact that you have challenged for the league twice, but you left completely empty-handed. I think maybe had you won a Europa League or you won like an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, that would have given the players belief, okay, we can do this, we can get over the line step by step. But the problem that you haven't really won anything, that's kind of the issue. Like, I give you a genuine example. 18-19, season ends, we lost the league by a point. Had we not won the UCL, I don't think we spur on the year after and win the Premier League. Exactly. Genuinely.
Yeah,
okay, so Hossam, I hear you again, and again, I will rebuttal by saying, are you comparing the experience that Jurgen Klopp had by the time he came to your club with the experience Arteta had when he joined Arsenal?
Perfect question. That's Flawless's point.
Hold on. So you would not
expect good enough to win a league title. That's his point.
Yeah, here's my point. So you will not expect the same output because the trajectory will be different. And the trajectory now is after he has built, which now this squad is his squad, he has no excuse but to go on to win. The difference with Klopp is he came with experience. He came from a club.
So hire someone with experience is the point I'm making.
Hire
someone who's good enough.
Listen, but we didn't, and so we've gone a different route. The same way Chelsea's gone a different route. And my thing,
foolish route.
Listen, you call it whatever you want. The same way your team has.
No, that's what it is.
The same way you struggled with 17 managers since Alex Ferguson left. And because you haven't found the right manager,
and we've had foolish routes too. Exactly. But we're still trying to get it right. Talking about Manchester United doesn't make Arteta successful. It was a bad appointment.
I'm not talking about success right now. I'm saying the route we've gone now at this stage, he doesn't have an excuse. He's built the squad. There's nobody in that squad that is from anybody else. It all belongs to him. The backroom staff is his. He's got his new contract. He has everything that he needs to be successful. He should not turn around this season and say he can't win the league, which is why I said we win the league this season. I still want him gone because for me, your 5-year limit is up for me personally. I want a new fresh face. I want the team to be refreshed again. Every 5 years, bring somebody on. I don't believe in this. Stay there for 9 years, stay there for 10 years, stay there for 11 years. Yeah. I believe in personally.
I get that to an extent. But
can I just say, like, I'm going to have the final say a little quickly on this, yeah? I know it is, man. We keep on hearing when Arteta wins the title. When is that one going to be? Is that going to be when I finally decide to have kids at 35? Like, is that what it's going to be?
All this, like, because the appointment wasn't good enough. Because you know who was in a terrible situation when they hired their manager? Liverpool. But they hired a manager who had previous and was good enough and had success. Again, I'm not hearing, it was Pep and it was Manchester City. Klopp took a league title off him. Yes, it was only one. Should he have won more? Yes, do we banter about it? But it shows that it can be done. They also won a Champions League off them as well. Not in the same season, but so it's not. I tell you, it's just not good enough. I don't get why there's a big discourse of it. You know what? As a United fan, please keep him. Please keep him.
Yeah, he'll stay.
Hey, we're Oppenheimer settings at this point. Khalas, it's this show almost 2 hours now. Don't want to keep you guys for too long. Big up to everyone locked in. Let's just try hit 250 likes before we leave because we have hit 200 likes. So big up to you guys. We're just 25 likes away from 250. Let's make that the milestone. Let me just do these super chats before we wrap up. I know Ahmed has to go to Mo's stream as well. So let me just do these before Mo start messaging me. Do you have to go to? Are you on Mo's stream?
No. He said don't do it, and I'm going to a Madrid stream anyway, so it's all good. Okay.
Big up to Tanya who says Palmer winning us the league, man, written in the stars. I realize Chelsea fans love this Hollywood movie gimmick as well. Like it's just written in the stars.
Listen, you know,
Habibi, employ Robert Sanchez. There is nothing written in the stars. Hussam, I don't trust FSG. I hate FSG, but I'm a fan. There's 10% hope. But once again, in the words of Flawless, you're banking your whole season on 10% hope, which I cannot do. So until we get the things that we need over the line, I don't think we can win it until we do the proper stuff needed. Or City, Arsenal, and Chelsea just keep losing games, to be honest with you. That's the only way we win it. So, yeah, big up to you, Sai. Palmer has been the best player in the league for the last 18 months. Yeah, heard that. There you are. What Mo been better for the first half of the season? We'll see come end of the season. This is not true because as Tom Little has debunked this before, 100%. We have sample size. First 6 months, Mo was better than Palmer last season. Palmer was better in the last 6 months of last season, and Mo's been better in the first 6 months of this year. So you got a sample size of 12 months where Mo was better. So you are factually incorrect, and don't ever bring Palmer to the King's
Man,
feet.
them doing first six. This is the six. What are we doing? That's a course of 18 months, basically.
Yeah, and over the course of 18 months, you were better for 6 months. The other guy was better
This
for
is
a year.
crazy work. That's crazy work.
Right, Dayo, Cucurella, Palmer, in that order for me is what my guy Kariakos is saying. Hey, fair
I
enough.
have to put Madueke in the middle. If you want to say.
Madueke hype. Big up to you, Kariakos. 23-year-old taking drugs. Is he really 23 or 30? Wow, there you are.
Listen, man. In the words of CM Punk, drug-free, my way, drug-free. Drug-free. That's
Straight edge society.
That's
I picture the penguin in the back. Palmer's shirt is on, throwing the cricket ball up and down. Flawless is right. It would not be strange for Ahmed.
It wouldn't be so just normal. I wouldn't even mention it. I'd just be like, all right, let's just carry on with the stream. If it was a penguin with a cricket ball in the background for Ahmed. These are the things we expect from him.
Bro, Ahmed just shocks me sometimes. It's just, I don't even know what to say to this guy at this point. Dayo, we have Champions Wall, where we will have how many trophies we won across competitions, but there is no count of the charity shields. Mikel is shameless. Yeah, 100%. I don't ever count the community shield ever in an argument. When I'm talking to Flawless,
it's like it's almost like people just choose to not understand the difference of what I was saying. I'm not saying that we count it. As fans, I don't rate it. I said that clearly. I don't rate the community shield. But when they write it down in your bloody history as a club, it is written there and counted as part of what you've won. When they say you have won 90 trophies in all competitions, they write it there. That's what I'm talking about. But thank you for the super chat. Osam will give me my $2 share in there, or 2 cents.
you're missing the point. Arsenal are above Man City.
I'm looking at the profile picture, yo. That's funny.
Sometimes you have to hold your hands up and say, what a Premier League for Mikel Arteta. Big up to you, Sky Knight. Big up to Ed, who says, a Liverpool FC TV show is in the works at A24. It will charge the rise of the club under its legendary manager, Bill Shankly, in the 1960s. I would definitely be watching that because Bill Shankly obviously changed the whole club, changed everything about the club as well. So, yeah, this is something I look forward to watching, to be honest with you. I'd love to watch this. And also one thing I love as well, Ed, is the fact that your name has Ray. You are a cock.
Yeah, man. Have you got a 16 out of 10 T? Big up everyone who bought one, man.
Yeah,
man. Big up to him.
Big up. Worldwide T, worn in the US. Anyway, big up to every single one of you guys. We're going to wrap it up here. Thank you to Flawless. Thank you to Ahmed. Thank you to Patrick earlier on as well. And thank you to Dayo. All these guys' channels in the description. Banter on the Pitch is in the description. Go subscribe. Sarcasm City TV, where you will see me in the chat speaking patois as well sometimes. Go subscribe. Go subscribe to the Bridge Nation as well. It's in the description. Go subscribe to True City Fan. And this stream is going to take you over to Mo's channel, and I want his veins to pop because I want to irritate him. So we're all going to spam his chat with Forza Juve just to piss him the F off and just to annoy the shit out of him. And yeah, love to every single one of you guys. See you guys tomorrow, inshallah, for the Liverpool watch along. Peace.
Tuchel out.